welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second broadcast of the night. Welcome back to the Fire Cup number 6, the playoffs. I'm, of course, your live VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all. We just wrapped up with the Little League Cup Grand Finals, and now the StarCraft continues, jumping into our monthly CIS tournament. Over the past 2 days, we've been going over the group stage, Group A and Group B. We have our top 6 players advancing on to the final day of Fire Grow Cup. Here we go. We're jumping into our quarterfinals, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player with the red Terran representing 3D Clan. It is MilkiCow. And he does like milking cows. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, predictions open, place your bets, get your gamba going, as you can place your bets on who you think will take the series. As a reminder, this is a best of 3, not a best of 2 like we did experience through the group stage, and not a best of 5 yet. It is going to be best of 3 quarterfinals, best of 5 semis, and best of 7 grand finals. So progressively here, the matches, the series will get longer and longer until that peak, until that finale. Now we are jumping in to the broadcast a little bit of the way through, as the main event of Little League Cup did overlap with this event. What that means is that we did miss out on the first quarterfinals. GgMaChine versus Strange did already occur, did already wrap up, went all the way to the ace match, and Strange did knock GgMaChine out of the tournament. GgMaChine is out and Strange is in. We can go over the brackets after this series. We'll be able to catch up. Until then, we are settling in. Double gas opener out of MilkiCow, racks into a what would be factory. Back at home, Shameless going for his own setup here. Gate into expand into Cybercore. A bit of a greedier opener here out of Shameless. Let's go. A little bit more economic out of our Protoss player. He's going to be more economic as we settle in. Now again, MilkiCow has a reputation. He does have a big reputation here for being hyper aggressive and very in your face. MilkiCow known for being not necessarily the most macro player, for being aggressive, for being cheesy, for being unorthodox, and being in your face. I'm ready. I'm excited. Show us what you got. Give us the cow, papi. Give us the milk. Oh no. Aye. Just catching up with the chat as we settle in. For now, 1-1-1 opener. Ooh, no CC. Uh-oh. No command center here from MilkiCow. I should say a delayed command center from MilkiCow, but very committed play here. Going for the faster starport, going for a very delayed expansion. So with this, we can go into faster marine production. Hellion, of course, into medevac, into drop across the map. MilkiCow is going to be moving out sooner than later. We'll soon be pushing, as I assume it's going to be a medevac. We'll see if that's the case. Meanwhile, across the map, Shameless is going to be opening up into his tech of choice, Twilight Council into Blink. Hallucination moves out across the map, and it is on Shameless to scout what's going on to see the timing of the production. Here we go. As the Hallucination does zoom across the map, making his way towards the main. There's that medevac in production, and we do confirm that the starport is already done at this point. Starport is done. Marines will zone away. Marines will zone. See MilkiCow pushing out. Yeah, he's going to commit, and it's going to be on Shameless to try to slow this down, to try to be active and try to slow down the army. For now, though, he's pinned back home. Is getting up to 3 gateways. Shield battery is already done. Very safe play here by Shameless. Already ready with that shield battery. Here comes that drop. Here comes the move out. Now we'll see if MilkiCow can break through. We'll see if he can bust in. Oh, as the Hellion, he's going to take a lot of shots, does go down. Massive pickup, drop into the main, is spotted by the Hallucination. And Shameless, he spots this, he rotates, he responds, he's here in time, and Shameless, he will shut this down. Marines head towards the middle line, they do focus on one of the Stalkers. The nice control here by Shameless does pull away in time. Going for the medevac, going for the Marines, going for everything. One Stalker goes down, he gets 1, he gets 2. Not bad. Gets 2 Stalkers and the Sentry. Well, at the same time, probes going to be going down. The Widowmine shot went off. Oh my god. 8 probes. 9. 9 probes going down. The Widowmine scuttles away. 4 probe kills by just the Widowmine. Very nice damage. Shameless, who was distracted. I was distracted. And in the midst of all the chaos, MilkiCow, he does come out with a win. with a lot of damage. And he's not done. Here comes the second wave. Here comes the second push. This time with the Vikings. This time with tanks. Vikings do land. Vikings actually do an amazing job here DPS-wise against gateway units early on. He can pop off. As MilkiCow rotates. Pushing in between the bases. Oh! Widowmine will not burrow in time. So nice pick off here by Shameless, slowing down the push. Does slow him down. Tank bully's going up. We go for the dive. Oh, it's going to be punished though. The tank will fall. Does get a stalk in the process. MilkiCow landing another Viking. Stutter stepping in. Another tank has arrived. It does go for another dive. And MilkiCow losing a second tank. Brutal pickoffs. Catching up more reinforcements as well. And forcing MilkiCow back home. Does force him back. And MilkiCow is also losing momentum. Momentum is gone at this point. Shameless gets away with a third base. And gets away with tech. Bay's on the way. Charge as well. Shameless looking good. And he can even go for the final attack. He will! Boys are being pulled, but it's not going to be good enough. Yeah, too many stalkers. The volleys are brutal. A third tank goes down. Oh, it's going to be a one-way trip. Nice stutter stepping. As it looks like, actually, 2 stalkers will slip away, but that was still a lot of stalkers going down for Shameless. Looking at 3 stalkers for a tank, for Marines, Vikings. I mean, this is still a better trade for Shameless. Sniping 3 tanks. 3 tanks, the Medevac, the Bio Army. MilkiCow forced back home. And even though, yes, Shameless did lose a lot of stalkers in the process, he lost those 8 stalkers. He has a 3-base economy. He can afford this. He can afford to replace. He can afford to rebuild. He can sustain himself. At least somewhat. So he is able to keep up. He is going to be moving out, going for his double drop. Does sneak out. Does slip away here from Shameless. Shameless so far unawares. Getting a 4th base. Back at home, Shameless is exploded. Even moving up with the Colossus. Oh, a bit of a misrally, I think. Colossus does move out. Which means that much less for him to defend. Oh my god. Okay, Colossus does turn around. Stim is done. Stim is done. MilkiCow diving into the natural. Does unload. Army somewhat in position. Mine shots Widowmines, they do burrow. It does get 1 Widowmine. 1 Medevac even. That's MilkiCow. He's going to be cleaned up. The rest of the army does respond. At the same time, going for the 4th base. Can he force a cancel? Not enough fire. Yeah, not enough Marines here. Not enough fire to break through. And with that, Shameless, he will defend. Baits out the Widowmine. Shuts down the drop. Baits out the second. Oh, god. I tried to bait out the second Widowmine. Wasn't quite able to. Ay, ay, ay. Regardless, Shameless just getting away with a greater economy. MilkiCow going for a CC on location. A little bit of center. It's okay. We can lift. We can lift. We can land. It's gonna be all fine. But MilkiCow is falling behind here. As the economy is kicking in for Shameless. He's building up a greater army. As he will maintain and even exceed in that supply lead. This army gets unscattered though. Takes down the pylon. Pylon goes down. Shameless, he responds in time. Does get supply blocked. Supply block is real. Likewise, the Rumbai does delay the CC. Getting 4 SCV kills. Nice damage here by Shameless. Delays the expansion even further, getting another SCV. 5 SCVs going down. Can he get another? No quite. But Shameless is being active here with three Colossus. That's a lot of splash damage. Once again, looking for a way in. MilkiCow, he spots the army. He's trying to keep up. Jumping towards the main. Jumping towards the main base. Oh. Does unload. Going for a massive warp in, and MilkiCow is being pulled apart. Trying to respond. Pulls away a portion of his army. Takes down the warp prism. But Zealous can still trade. And the main army pushes in. The bunker's going to go down. Force fields are available. Zealous coming from behind. Yeah, and Shameless is going to be overwhelming. He's going to overwhelm the army. Nice force fields once again, just locking down those immortals. Those marauders even. Does lock them down. Third Colossus does arrive. The Vikings, though, they can shut down the Colossus. Oh my god. Just not enough support. Despite that, going for another warp, the prison didn't go down. I just assumed it did. The prison survived. Going for the Ghost Academy. These are expensive losses, though. Shameless, he will lose every single Colossus. The Colossus count is reset. Despite that, though, still insane damage. 29 SCVs. And the Ghost Academy. Means no more Ghost production. There's just the one. MilkiCow will survive, but yeah, GG gets called. Shameless overwhelms, and Shameless takes game number 1. GG. Shameless, he takes the lead in this series here, and as a reminder, this is a best of 3. You don't have much room for error here this early on in the playoffs, in the quarterfinals. MilkiCow is up against the wall. And it was a pretty chaotic series, is what I will say. We saw MilkiCow early on, opening up with the aggression with the 1-1-1 into drop play. He did kill 9 probes, true. Did kill 9 workers. Initially, MilkiCow had a really strong start, but if you remember, he continued to rally across the map and he lost all his tanks. He threw away his tanks, he threw away tank after tank after tank. 3 tanks went down. With that, Shameless was able to counterattack, get SCV kills as well, and make up for his otherwise rough start. After losing all those probes, he made up for it. Did make up for it in the end, and with that, GG. GG well played. Shameless will take a lead in the series, and he is favored to make a deeper run as well. For those that are curious, for those that are otherwise unaware, for those that don't remember or weren't here last month, Shameless is the runner-up. He is the runner-up here of the tournament of Fire Cup number 5. And we expect Shameless to make another deep run here and to make it into this finals again. At least we expect that. For those that maybe are unfamiliar with the player, Shameless, of course, he did hit the pro scene at the end of 2023. At the very end of 2023, so he's a very young player, very young, very new. I think he's 17 or 18 years old, but a very young player, and he shot up the ranks real quick throughout the course of 2024. It was impressive to see him improve at the rate that he did, and we were able to chronicle that kind of rate of improvement as well. Shameless was very active in the online tournament scene, very active in our online tournaments as well. So we would cast Shameless week after week after week, and at this point, yeah, he's kind of at the top of his region. The top of his region. I mean, we still think of players like SKillous and Wayne and even Young Yakov slightly above him, but I would only say slightly above him. Maybe more for SKillous, of course. Skills, he is one of the best players in all of Europe. But Shameless, he's climbing his way up, working his way up the ladder. As we are getting to game number 2 for the first time tonight. We did cast a best of 7 and a best of 5 earlier, but we have not casted a single game yet on Neon Violet Square. And that's where we're headed. Oh boy. The largest map in the map pool. I'm a little bit surprised that that this made it through the vetoes. Not gonna lie. I'm surprised. Here we go. So we're getting ready for that final game. Okay, we good. I was like, I'm a duck, not a cow. Get me out of the player slot. We're good. We're good to go. We're good to go. So we're getting into game 2. And on the one hand, I see a larger map like Neon Violet Square. I'm like, oh, macro, right? Where we can end up in, a 4-base economy, macro back and forth. but that's really not MilkiCow's MO. MilkiCow is, again, a very aggressive player. We expect aggressive builds. I don't expect him to open up economically and play macro on Neon Violet Square. But you know what? Maybe he defies expectations. It's possible. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Neon Violet Square, we have the red Protoss player. Representing Team Little Fairy, it is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. Bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player representing Clan, or 3D Clan. It is MilkiCow. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm still not 100% awake. I did try to sleep as much as I could today. True. I think I slept like 6 hours or so. Like we got some sleep. I scheduled a lot of VODs and I did a lot of editing today. Like 5 hours after the cast. But we got some sleep. But yeah, I'm not 100% there, so don't apologize. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been misspeaking a little bit here and there, even during the Little League Cup cast. Don't apologize, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Wake up. Here we go. So far, double gas opener out of MilkiCow, going for a faster factory before CC. Which again is what we expect. I mean, I say that. It's not what we expect here on Neon Violet Square. Here we expect like CC first. We expect like the greed. Gate expand. This is what I mean. Gate expand before the Cybercore here from Shameless. So more economic start, once again, from our Protoss player. And we expected something similar out of MilkiCow, but that is not the case. Not yet. Is he crazy enough to take the gold? No shot. I mean, maybe. Is he that crazy? I have seen a Protoss take the gold base in PvT here before. I haven't seen a Terran do it. That has not happened. Shameless is no Eva. True. He's like Eva. Aye. I was in clan. 3D clan. Yep, there we go. Speaking of aggressive builds, it is going to be a 1-1-1 out of MilkiCow, going Rax into Factor into a proxy starport. You saw this earlier today in the Clem series versus Max, but this should be a proxy starport into Medevac into drop into the main. Let's go. Going for a Hellion drop into the main base. Hyper aggression out of MilkiCow. We'll see if Shameless can keep up. You have no idea who these players are. Shameless, he's a newer player. Again, as I mentioned, he kind of like debuted end of 2023. So if you're a little bit newer to StarCraft, then you might not be familiar with Shameless. Likewise, MilkiCow is an older school player. MilkiCow, he was very active back in the COVID era of StarCraft, like 2020, 2021, 2022. I want to say that's when he was the most active. And MilkiCow did essentially pseudo-retire, as we're actually dropping in with only 2 Hellions. It's crazy. Not even waiting for the 3rd and 4th. Does dive in, heads for the mineral line. Probe's going to get roasted, but it takes an extra volley here to kill them. Some of them do line up. 4 probe kills already. Not bad. 4 up to 6. Oh. Getting up to 8. Soon up to 9. And 9 probes going down. Nice damage here from MilkiCow. Shouldn't be able to escape. It's going to be a one-way trip. Does get another worker. As he is cornered, and he will be cleaned up. But again, a Stargate open out of Shameless. Likewise, Hailing reinforcements towards the natural. Getting up to 12 probes. Again, not bad. Alas, there's no lift here on those Phoenixes. They get behind the mineral line. Delaying more mining time. There's the overcharge. Oof. 1 Hailing left. And it's going to end here at 13. So technically, Shameless having a better defense than Max. Kappa. Okay. Sorry, no, unironically. Kappa. This was a different build though. Again, only moving in with 2 Hellions was crazy. Only 2. Alas, the other 2, of course, did reinforce here at the natural. It did mean that this hit faster than normal. Damage was done. And with that, MilkiCow does take a worker, or does take an economic advantage. Down in workers, but mules, they make up for that. Here we go. As from here, we have a robo follow-up here towards, I would imagine, safety immortal into Colossus production. Shameless, he will gain map control with these Phoenixes. We'll see what more he can get done. As MilkiCow, the aggression does not end. Will rally across. Third CC's on the way. He's not going all in, but he is pushing nonetheless. He's hoping to catch Shameless with his pants down. Robo is done, but the Robo is late. It's a late Robo here for Shameless. MilkiCow moving out with 2 Cyclones and a Viking. Oh, he gets a lock on. Phoenix, they stick around a little bit too long. He gets 1. 1 Phoenix goes down. Main armies do clash. The lock-ons are brutal. And Shameless is in trouble. Has to pull back. Thankfully, shield battery's ready. Immortal's on the way. And Shameless, he will hold. He will hold. Hoping to catch a Cyclone. Lifts both. Oh, we'll lose a Phoenix, though. Trades 2 for 1. Did lose a Phoenix. 3 in total so far. Down to 1. MilkiCow getting out of here. Pull away, does try to at least. Shameless chasing him down, catching more Marines. Does catch out the Marines. We're now pulling away, getting a third base. No Bay yet, I believe, so no Colossi. Just Phoenix into Immortals. MilkiCow now taking his third. And despite the aggressive start here, we're calming things down a little bit. We're settling in. I do favor MilkiCow now that he's getting his third base up and running, but this is still anyone's game. Unfortunately, Shameless lost all his Phoenixes. If he still had a high Phoenix count, then he could threaten the bases and pick away at the SCVs and maybe catch a medevac and pick off a couple of straight units. But without any Phoenixes, I mean, MilkiCow is getting away with even skipping turrets. No turrets here in the bases. None at all. He gets away with it. Does get away with it, so better setup here from MilkiCow. Looking to push out. Shameless is still trying to recover. Colossus production soon on the horizon here. The Bay finally finishes. We need that Colossus. It's on the way. Colossus is on the way, but we need it here and now. Here comes the second wave from MilkiCow. This time with 3 tanks. And he's not ready. Shameless, he's not ready for this. No shield batteries, no Colossus. Does have a couple of force fields. Speaking of, does slow down the army. Tank blows going off. Vikings, they land. And he sims in. He wants the Immortals. He gets them as well. He gets 1. 1 Immortal goes down. From here, MilkiCow diving into the base, diving to the mineral line. Tanks do siege. Decent lift here, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets caught. MilkiCow, he breaks through, and MilkiCow, he will tap the series 1-1. GG. Shameless, he needed a little bit more time to actually get those Colossus up and running. Again, because of all the aggression early on, the Robo was delayed. Late Robo means late Bay, means late Colossus. It means there was that window. There was that timing where MilkiCow could break through, and with that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to Game 3. Let's go. And we'll see how this story ends. Again, Shameless, he was last month's runner-up. We expect great things out of Shameless here, but now he is forced into the ace match, and this could go either way. As a reminder, MilkiCow, he did retire. He did retire for quite some time, but MilkiCow, he came back in December. I was mentioning earlier that, again, MilkiCow, he was a more prevalent force in the scene a couple of years ago, that he stepped away, took a big break, went on a hiatus, like quote-unquote retired, went on hiatus for a long time. Now he's back, and he has been regaining his skill over the past month and looking very terrifying, very strong. If you remember, MilkiCow, he was the only player to take a map off of SKillous in the group stage. It shows how threatening he can be. to take maps off of one of the best Protoss players in all of Europe. So no Protoss player is safe. Not from MilkiCow. So we'll see if Shameless can recover. That's something to bear in mind, that this is the first Firegrow Cup that SKillous is playing in. It is his first time. And he might be a Royal Rotor here. He is the one to beat. We'll get there once we get into the semis, as he was seeded directly in. For now, we have Game 3. We're going to be loading into Frostline. Let's go. Let us go. Wait, you can build on the Neoviolet squares? I believe it was right next to it. Right next to it. Not technically on it, if I'm not mistaken. But now, though, we are getting into the ace match, and spawning in the right-hand corner of Frostline, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Little Fairy being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player representing 3D Clan. It is MilkiCow. As momentum is on his side, just tied up the series. Just won the last game. We'll see if he can keep this going. We shall see. As the Rax is on the way. Double gas opener once again. We have not seen a single economic start out of MilkiCow. None at all. Of course, last game this led into a proxy starport. We'll see what it leads into this time. Here we go. As the probe does dip in. But now going to be forced back. Just getting to his racks into factory follow-up here. Now we can settle in. Now with this factory, we can head into Reactor Reaper Hellion. We can go into early Cyclones, early Drop Play, early Banshee as well. There are a lot of options here for MilkiCow. Hello, SCV. Speaking of options, the factory's almost done. Are we going for another proxy starport? I would imagine so. As the factory is a couple of seconds away from finishing, the SCV is in position. Show us the starport. Once again, setting up for a Hellion drop, I would imagine. There it is, starport's on the way. So 2 games in a row going for the proxy starport into drop into the main. Now we saw that last game this hit a lot earlier. This hit with 2 Hellions and a Reaper instead of your typical 4 Hellion drop. We'll see if Shameless can piece it all together. But now, do you have that Twilight Council in the main? With the Twilight Council behind the mineral line, Reaper dives in. Doesn't scout yet. Thankfully, it is more of a standard opener here out of Shameless. No Phoenixes. There it is. Medevac is in production. Probe gets into the main. Big scout here for Shameless. He confirms. Sees the production. Confirms there is no tech. CC is still on the way. Is that enough of a tell, though? Shameless is looking. He's looking for the starport. He's like, hold up, something's wrong. Where is your starport? It wasn't in the main base. Checks the standard location. This is a typical proxy starport location. Towards the top side. Medevac has arrived, loads up. Up, and Shameless, he scouts. He does scout, does confirm. Medevac's already under fire. Gets a couple of free shots off. At the same time, Marine goes down, and Shameless, he responds, he reacts, he rotates towards the main. Warp gate is not done, but the Stalkers are here, just in time. So a big scat at a Shameless. Up, Hellion is going off. Nice juggling here by MilkiCow. But the Hellions are being cleaned up. Oof. Getting 4 probe kills, only 4. Meanwhile, more Hellions, they rush into the natural. Oh. Shield battery does help. Despite that, 6 probes. It's okay damage here out of MilkiCow, but I'm sure he was hoping for more. Remember, it was 9 probe kills last game. This time, only 6. Whew. So again, very fortunate that Shameless was able to scout earlier. If the probe didn't get into the main base, he wouldn't have known to actually check for the proxy. He wouldn't have been active, or the chances of that occurring is a little bit lower. Of him scouting. Behind this, throwing down more Raxes. Getting into his 3-1-1 setup. Tank production has begun, and I would imagine that MilkiCow is building up towards a tank push. As we do get a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything's okay. Do get a pause. Taking a moment here to take in the game state itself. Again, Shameless, he is in a better position compared to what we saw last game. And this time he's going into Blink Stalkers, not into Phoenixes. So building up a more robust ground army. Into Blink Stalkers, potentially into Colossus from here. Going for the Forge instead, into +1. Interesting. Looks like he's going for more gateway-centric composition for now. Third base, of course, on the way. Hellion tries to back in. Here we go. MilkiCow is being forced back. So just waiting for his tank count to build up. Once again, we're just waiting for up to 3 tanks. He's got, I believe, 2 so far. Yeah, 2 tanks so far. Actually switching earlier on. Interesting. So cutting tank production at 2. Getting into Widowmines instead. Shameless rotating into the main. He does see the tank. Sees the bio as well, so he shouldn't dive. Yeah, he thinks better of it. He pulls back. Shameless pulls away. Scouts the second tank and the bunker as well. Oof, Observer gets spotted. Keen eyes out of MilkiCow. Shuts down the Observer. Behind this, more gates. Again, as you mentioned before, this time Shameless is not going a Stalker into Colossus, it's going Stalker into Mass Charge Lot, into a Mass Gateway composition instead. Into delayed splash damage. Needs more time for Warpins. Here comes the move out. Does salvage that bunker. The push has begun. Shameless, he has to slow this down. Picking up Marines, Marauders, potentially the tank itself. Up! How big up? Maintains that tank. Is moving out. The boys are being pulled. We're committing to a 2-base all-in. Yeah, we do commit. It's all or nothing here for Shameless. Or for MilkiCow. Shameless as well. He has to hold on here and now. Does need to make a stand. He's getting ready for a surround. And honestly, this charge style is ideal here for this kind of position. He's ready for a full surround from the south, from the top side as well. And here we go. Does commit. Does dive in. The boys are being pulled. Decent force fields. Zealots, they get on top of the fire. They get on top of the tanks. Immortal has arrived. And Shameless, he shuts this down. Cleans up the tanks. And he can just keep chasing. He can chase this down all the way. I say that Zealots, they're running out. Has to back up. Behind this, Zealot warping across the map. 22 CV kills. Can we afford to warp in across the map instead of defensively? Bolt move. Is a bolt move. Getting more CVs. The pylon does go down. Depowers the robo. Shameless is exposed. As he stems in, boys are being pulled. Immortal goes down. Massive pick of the mine shot. Takes out the probes. Uh-oh. The probes are going down. But there's the other warp in, and Shameless holds. He does hold. Prismatic, get the hell out of there. Jump towards the third base, getting more probe kills. This is good damage, but not enough. Shameless still miles ahead. Has double the worker counts. Ooh, and kills the medevac. Full medevac goes down. MilkiCow still completely all in. Does have a larger army, true. His army is larger. Does have more to work with. No shield battery here at the third base. Shameless being active ahead of time. The boys are pulled once again. And the observer confirms. He sees the boys. And Shameless needs to be willing to just give up the third. Just give up the third base. He does not have to defend here. He can hold at the natural instead. Also is fine without his immortal. Nice force fields. Locks down the army. Marshal goes up, takes down a sentry. Sentry goes down, there's one force field left. So I'll say charge in. The immortal does arrive. Snipes the sentry, snipes the immortal. MilkiCow, he breaks through the defensive line. Again, we spoke about this. Shameless, he did not have to defend this location. Pulls away. Needs extra warp ins. He just has to apply time. Distract some of the army. Shameless, he does catch an immortal. The army is overstim. Medevacs are running out of energy here. Nice target firing though. Very nice target firing on those stalkers. Here comes another warp in. Shameless, he's barely holding on. Oh no! Jesus. Whew. So close as MilkiCow, he does back up. Shameless on 40 probes. Give us a shield battery. Oh god. Warping whatever he can. And he's got force fields, true. And here, for the third time, we pull... Honmono, is that you? Yo, MilkiCow. We found Honmono's long lost brother. He's here. We found him. He's a cow. As we pull the boys for a third time. Oh no. He's just like Honmono. Very nice force fields, shuts down the army. Slices him up. Buying more time. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for Shameless. MilkiCow rotating. Let's rotate. Oh. So far, Shameless keeping up. Let's keep up. Does get some decent force fields. Catches a couple of Marines. And MilkiCow has to cut his heart out. He cannot fight this head on. Running out of SCVs. Does take down all the zealots. Now he can stim in. But again, he's running out of stims. His medevacs, they're tapped out. Another zealot run by. MilkiCow, he's racing back home actually. Forces turn around. They'll take out a Marine. 9 SCVs. And Shameless, he gets away with saving the third base. Now into Temple Archives. Can work towards Archons and Storm. Extra warp ins. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Shameless. MilkiCow, he picks up his main base. He lands it at the third. Let's go. Let's go. He's maintaining himself. Mate, who needs SCVs, mate? You got mules. True. Has the mules. On Mono, he's hung like Mono. Oh no. As the Archon cannon is slowly building up. I would still prefer some safety shield batteries here, not gonna lie. That'd be amazing. Storm is on the way, one Stalker goes down. Shameless getting a fourth base. Does he need a fourth? I mean, sure, why not? Why not? I mean, now that MilkiCow is actually making SCVs, I mean, it would be wise to get a fourth. As MilkiCow is getting saturated on 2 bases, you know, he's on full 2 base saturation. He's crazy. Plus mules. We have a game. Now, everything will change when Storm finishes. Like, Storm is going to be a big power spike for Shameless. Big power spike. As there are no ghosts, there's no EMPs. It's a very heavy Marine composition because, I mean, there's not really much of an economy, so it's a very cheap army. So less Marauders. So storms are going to be that much more brutal here against MilkiCow. Shameless moving out. Huh. Taking my shots to the face. Zells, they do hit the natural. MilkiCow has the limited supply. SCVs are falling. Nice counterattack here from Shameless. Doesn't have to push into this, by the way. Shameless wouldn't need to. But he wants to. Here comes the storm. Decent storm. Cashes a good portion of the army. Zelda cleaned up. Ghosts are on the way. Second storm. And I believe there's at least 2, soon to be 3 storms left. Oh, EMP goes up. Hits the main army. Ghosts, they get caught down. Oh, nice EMP though. With that, no storms left. Sorry, there's 1. There's 2. And the storms, they are good enough. They zone the other way. Massive connections here on the Marines. The Bio army getting shut down. 37 SCV kills the high. The base is gonna fall. He kills the main. Kills the main base. Has nothing left. Sure, there's a couple of bio units. There's a couple of ghosts, a couple of Marines, but alas, GG gets called, and Shameless, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. Shameless, he will take the series. He will advance on. But a shout to MilkiCow because that was a very tense back and forth, went all the way to the ace match, and even here in game 3, it was not the cleanest defense out of Shameless. He was barely holding on against the all-ins of MilkiCow, until of course finally snowballing out of control towards the end with Storm. Like, Storm was that power spike that we did mention at the time, just because of the cheaper army that MilkiCow had. It was just very Marine heavy, less Ghosts, less Marauders. There was some good EMPs, don't get me wrong, some very nice EMPs, but not good enough. Not enough to catch every High Templar. And with that, GG. GG, well played. That leads us here into our next series because Shameless, he will advance on into the next round. And now we can take a moment here to have a look at the bracket to catch up on what has been going on and on what is coming up next. Here we go. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. Again, the group stage did conclude. We are here in the playoffs. We're here in the playoffs, and we already have our first match ahead of us. It is going to be a PvP. Strange took down GgMaChine. That did occur as we were casting Clem versus Max Pack, so that did occur off stream. So apologize for that. But Strange did take down GgMaChine, and that means we have Strange versus SKillous in the next round. Here we go. A Protoss is confirmed for the grand finals. Which Protoss? Yet to be determined. SKillous is the heavy favorite, but Strange is not one to be taken lightly. He's an animal. He's crazy. He's very unorthodox, very aggressive as well. If you're not too careful, he will catch you off guard. Meanwhile, Shameless just looked down MilkiCow, and we have Shameless versus Wayne as a rematch. Those were the 2 finalists, by the way, and this is also a rematch from the group stage as well. Oh boy. Here we go. Just need a moment to set up and to get things going. What I'm referring to is that Shameless and Wayne, they were last month's finalists in Fire Grid Cup number 5. In that best of 7 was a clutch back and forth between Shameless and Wayne. On top of that, if you were here for the group stage, you would know that Shameless, he had a crazy performance, and Wayne versus Shameless did go 2-0, as you can see here. 2-0 in favor of Shameless. Shameless, he had a crazy performance here in the group stage. Did barely make it out, showing just how intense the group stage was. But yeah, Shameless, he 2-0'd Wayne earlier. Can he bring him down again? Coming into a longer series, remember, best of 5. This is going to be a best of 5. I do favor Wayne here, but I mean, clearly Shameless, he has it in him to take maps and take series off of Wayne, so there's potential for an upset. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You know, Wayne and Shameless, they're going to be facing off after this series, after this PvP. So we are going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here. When we come back, we're going to be having Strange versus SKillous coming up next. see you soon. Take this time, take this moment to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, hydrate all of your hydras, and we'll be back soon with that Protoss versus Protoss. See you then. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to these now semi-finals of the Fire Cup number 6. Welcome to the playoffs. Again, this is a monthly CIS regional tournament, and we've had an intense weekend already. Group stage into group stage, playoffs well underway. Now we've reached our top four. Top 4 players are remaining, and who will advance on to the grand finals? We're here to find out. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have the red Protoss player, the favorite player to win the entire tournament. Can anyone bring him down? Can anyone stop this Royal Rotor? For Team Liquid, it is SKillous. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player. Bit of an underdog, bit of an odd one. It is Strange. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, this is a prediction for the full best of 5, not for a shorter series, not for the game, not for a best of 3, best of 5 instead. Oh boy, a lot of matches are ahead of us here. And for now, 2 gate openers. 2 gate opener out of SKillous, likewise 2 gate opener out of Strange. 2 gate openers all around. So far, everything looking as it should. But again, Strange, he's almost like the Protoss version of MilkiCow, where, again, if you're unfamiliar with Strange, Strange is hyper aggressive. He's very cheeky, very cheesy, comes up with his own builds, comes up with his own styles, and is typically hyper aggressive. That might be a little bit different in the PvP matchup. We're here to find out. We are here to find out, as I believe Strange had a positive record against Shameless in the group stage. We were unable to see the matches ourselves, but he had a good result. We'll see if he can reflect that, if he can replicate that here against SKillous. It's not going to be easy. See in the chat where they're like, oh, wait, I'm going to remember MilkiCow now. He's a mad cow. Moo. That's his war cry. Let's go. We say ka. He says moo. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Ah, beautiful. And so now we are settling in. Again, 2 gate opener into an expansion, going for a single sentry into a faster nexus. So Strange cutting corners, being greedy, and meanwhile across the map does go for the pylon block. We see that SKillous did make 2 units, so in the end, Strange actually beating SKillous at the game of greed. So greedier build here, more economic build by Strange. We'll see if SKillous can punish and knock him down. Let's go. As both players, they take into their own Twilight Councils. Twilight Council into Blink. There's no fast Robo, no fast Stargate, nothing crazy happening yet. As we do see SKillous moving out initially. Again, he scouted, he saw that there were less units to defend, so he knows that Strange did cut corners for the faster expansion, which means, hey, it means that SKillous has more units, has more potential to get damage done early on. Now, sentries this early on are pivotal. The reason for this, as you can imagine, no blink. There is no blink currently, so Strange or either player could try to lock down some units early on and catch each other off guard. Alas, SKillous backs off, only goes in for the scout. Okay. Just dips in for the scout. Checks the main, checks the natural. And pulls away. Hold on. PvP unwinnable. Protoss Imba versus Protoss. True, true. PvP is unwinnable. Unwinnable. We know this to be true. It is known. As Hallucination does check the main. Behind this, we have a faster Forge for Strange, rushing into +1. Meanwhile, SKillous delaying his upgrades, going to a faster 3rd. Interesting. So this will help SKillous catch up economically. I mean, I say catch up economically. Strange only have 1 probe. But SKillous going for a more economic follow-up into a Robo. Strange instead will have a timing where he's up in upgrades, where he has +1 over his opponent. We go. As both players are building up. Strange dipping into the main, confirming the delayed tech, the delayed buildings here of SKillous, and likewise we'll confirm the faster third nexus. So Strange now knows. Strange, he knows that of course his base is later, but he does have that timing with his upgrades. We could see Strange to try to hit a timing with +1, otherwise he could try to hit a later timing with +2 instead. Could try to hit with +2. For now we have a much more passive game here. Both players expanding, both players teching in their own ways. There are some slight deviations between SKillous and Strange, but we're both heading in the same direction so far. Far so good. SKillous threatens a move out. Now pulling back. Again, just chilling. We have charge on the way. We have the prism as well. This is to reinforce. So SKillous with this war prism most likely is going to be somewhat assertive and somewhat aggressive. You know, Strange still just calming things down. Building up his immortal counts. Neither player has teched up into Archons yet. And of course, SKillous with the faster third base does have the better economy. Has taken that away from Strange. So we got SKillous does push. Again, just waiting for that war prism. I'm not so certain he's going to commit. He might poke in and spot the army, but pushing into that immortal is not going to be easy. SKillous, he takes the fourth base behind this. Zalse distracting on the right hand side. SKillous, he does push in. Last Strange in position. Does force with the ramp. SKillous, he does push in, does continue. Catching out a Stalker. One Stalker goes down. Sentry as well. Very nice pickoffs. Yeah, SKillous out trading Strange here with those force fields. Just locking him down. Speaking of that, no, the Immortal's exposed. He wants it, he gets it as well. Goes to the dive, gets one, he gets two. Both Immortals forward with that. SKillous, he breaks through. He breaks through the defensive line. No shield battery, no Immortals left. And SKillous, he has done it. Once again, force field into the mineral line. Another Immortal has arrived. Once again, dives in and brings it down. And we need reinforcements. There they are. Zalse waddle in. GG gets called. And SKillous, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, a pretty passive game overall. Both players just building up towards that 3-base economy, and even when it came to the move out from SKillous, the supplies was still actually very, very close. But as we mentioned, it came down to the control, came down to the force fields of SKillous, who was able to pick away and pick apart the army, getting a couple of Stalkers here and there, getting a Sentry here and there, and most importantly, catching that first Immortal. Once the first Immortal overextended, once the first Immortal went down, that was game. That was game then and there, as very quickly everything escalated out of control, and SKillous was able to overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. The blink of an eye does take it, and with that, SKillous does take a lead in the series. Does take a lead, but best of 5. We still have plenty of games ahead of us. I want to believe we can bounce back. I want to believe that Strange can make a series out of this, but the pressure is now on. Pressure is on. SKillous has a lead. Game 2 is going to be on Abyssal Reef. We go. Here we go. As we are leading into that next game. Into a much larger map in the map. Much larger map. And this morning, in the bottom right hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. Again, he is the favorite player to be our Royal Roader. Can he keep going? Can he keep on that road? It is SKillous. Nikita. Let's go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and tie things up. It is Strange. We go. go. So we are settling into game number 2. Again, we're loading into one of the largest maps in the map pool, second largest, second only to Neon Violet Square. A lot of bases, very defendable 3, 4, 5 base setup, known for macro games, but in PvP it's a little bit different. I mean, in this matchup here, of course, you can reinforce a lot faster across the map, despite how large the map is with the help of a Warp Prism. I mean, it doesn't matter, you can just reinforce then and there, due to the, of course, Warp Gate mechanic. Likewise, proxy pylons, likewise, a lot of proxy locations as well in general here on Abyssal Reef. So, despite the map typically being more macro-oriented, in the PvP matchup, I mean, we could still see a bit of a shorter game or something more aggressive instead. It's still possible. And so far, at least in game 1, strangely enough, playing standard, right? He played very standard, very straight up in game 1. We saw Strange be an animal last night, and I do recommend the VODs of Strange versus Nickrack, for example, or even Strange in his PVZs. We had some crazy games and some very fun matches. I'm bringing it back to Strange versus Wayne. If you remember that series, that was crazy. Seeing Strange and Wayne go at each other and just have these very chaotic game states was a lot of fun, is what I will say. It was a very fun series and very fun games, but we're not seeing any of that here against SKillous, and it's possible that maybe he is more standard in PvP. It's possible. I mean, that would be similar to Honmono. If you remember, if you watch Honmono games, you would know that Honmono, he's hyper aggressive and hyper all in against Protoss and even against Zerg, but he's a little more macro oriented against Terran. Maybe. But now, we do have our Stargate before Nexus, so tech first here by SKillous, going for the Stargate into Oracle, into Harassing. Meanwhile, a Pylon is dealt with, and Strange will expand back at home. So faster Nexus out of Strange, faster Oracle out of SKillous. Here we go. As the Stargate is done, Oracle is on the way. First Adept waddling in. Does dive in. Catching a probe. Gets one, gets two. Oh my god. Yeah, 2 probes going down. Very nice pickoffs here. Very nice by SKillous. Likewise settling into his Oracle, likewise making his way towards that natural. Second Oracle's on the way as well. SKillous is committing. He's committing in. Yo, shout out to the fish. As SKillous rotate towards the main, Stalkers are in position. Despite that, he gets one, just one. Just one probe goes down. Oracle force back. Of course, because of the Stargate open of SKillous, faster Blink is on the way for Strange. As Blink is in production. Delayed Blink for SKillous. But he has 2 Oracles, so he can still make up for that. Only getting 1 probe so far. And Strange, he's in position here at the natural as well. He's ready. Again, he just got the Stargates earlier. Is prepared. We'll lose 1 more probe. Oh, 3 more probes even. Not bad. That's 4 in total. So 4 probe kills and both Oracles survive. Bearing in mind, especially with the NG overcharge, they can come back. They can throw down stasis traps. They can be used defensively as well. Not just to kill probes. Speaking of, they are looking to delay the expansion. Oh. Yeah, the probe does get caught. Revelation off. Oracles pull away. Once again, faster Forge and faster +1 from Strange. As a reminder, Strange did have the upgraded advantage over SKillous last game. And is looking to do the same this game as well. SKillous fanning out, making sure there's nothing crazy going on out of the map. Strange getting his 3rd. Still probing. probing up. Strange even making some hallucinated stalkers just in case. As SKillous is committing. He's expanding behind this, but of course his third base is a little bit later than his opponent's. He's spotted by the probe. Strange getting in position. Does react. He reacts to the army. +1 is going to finish in time for this. Oh, hello. Goddamn shark. Every time. Say poke in. And ideally does want the army to follow him into these stasis traps. Now blinks away, respects the army, shield battery coming in clutch. Does preserve everything. Oh! Baits out the stasis, Strange! Very nice move. Baits out the stasis, he holds here at his third. Shield battery is out of NG though. Sentry goes down for a Stalker. 1-to-1 trade. At the same time, Adepts shading towards the natural. Strange is distracted. 3 probes going down. 4 probes even. 4 probe kills. Oh! Strange chasing down SKillous. 2 more stasis traps. Did take 1 to the face. Oh! Once again, another bait. Oh no, but who baits who here as there was a second stasis. Ay, ay, ay. Strange triggered 1, but not quite the other. Still though maintains a higher Stalker count. Forcing SKillous back. Remember, Strange did have the upgrade advantage, getting a 4th base behind this. And SKillous, he has to retreat, and he's building up towards +1, and now charge. I'll say Strange in a better position. He has more probes. Both players taking their 4th bases. But now Strange, he has +2 that's almost done, and immortal production as well. So a big window here where he has +2. Let's go. He has that timing. We'll see when he moves out. Folks being knocked down. Strange actually not going for that +2 timing. He's going for +3. +3 is on the way. It's being credited as we speak. We have Temple Archives as well for Archon production. Strange, he is not being aggressive. He's going to turtle. He's turtling up into Charshal Archon. And instead, SKillous is going to be the aggressor. SKillous is poking in. Hoping to force a cancel. Strange is secure. SKillous has map control. And ideally, SKillous does want to try to pull Strange apart here. The main Stalker army does poke in towards that natural base. And Zolt's ready for a run by. Alas, with those immortals, Strange, he's holding on. Does look like the Stalkers. SKillous, he attempts to dive. Does attempt. Once again, poking in is going to be a tri-pronged attack. We have a war prism here on the right hand side, Zealous towards the left, and main army towards the center. But Strange, his army here is just so robust. SKillous skipping tech into disruptors though. Okay. Disruptors are on the way. We're building up those disruptors. That is a way for SKillous to kind of make up for his army. +3 is done. Strange moves out. As he moves out, here comes that run by. Zealous towards the bases. Ooh, takes the stasis to the face. Strange so far cleaning up those zealots. Also really sustaining many losses. Stasis goes off with the Archons. Brutal connections. losses for Strange. Likewise, he gets supply blocked. It's also being dealt with. Disrupt has arrived. Showstone Nova. Nova goes off. Ooh, gets shut down though. Nice dive there from Strange. Takes down the Disruptor, takes down the Stasis in the face. Yeah, the Stasis traps, they are brutal. But that's 4 Immortals. Strange, he's pushing through. He's gaining ground. There's no Stasis. Does go off once again. Stalkers, they dive in. They get 1, they get 2 Immortals. They only get 2 though. Barely getting 3. There's 1 Immortal left. Nova goes off. No magic connection. The splits, Pappy. The splits. They're good. And Strange, he's done it. He breaks through. His snowball's out of control. And we're making a series out of this. Let's go. Bust into the mineral line. Nova goes off. Good connection on the Zealots. But despite that, the base goes down. 22 probe kills. Strange, he is snowballing out of control. Again, he was able to reach his final form. That +3 timing. Massive connection. The Novas, though. Oh my god. The Novas are crazy. It may not matter, but still. Crazy connections. As they'll say, chase them down. There's another warp in. Archon's gonna fall, but GG gets called, and Strange ties up the series 1-1. Let's go. Does tie up the series. We have a back and forth. We have a series ready for us. Let's go. And again, Strange, never count him out. Even against some of the best players in the world, like SKillous, Strange can bring them to their knees. Again, Strange having a much more defensive approach here, just turtling up, rushing into his upgrades, rushing into that +3 timing, of course, able to build up his Archon count, his Immortal count over time, getting up to 4 base saturation, and was able to snowball out of control from there. GG. GG, well played, making really good use of the map itself, making good use of Abyssal Reef. I can see him doing this again on some of these other maps like Amygdala. I can see this working on Amygdala, I can see this working on Neon Violet Square. I have a harder time seeing this working on smaller maps though. So I'm curious what the vetoes are, I'm curious what map we load into. Do we load into another large defensive map or a smaller, more aggressive map? Where we drop it? We have the answer. Game 3 is going to be on Amygdala. Oh, okay. And I can get behind Strange playing the same way. Same way on Amygdala here, where he is able to rush into faster upgrades, be more defensive, get into his 3rd base, into his 4th base. We'll see if Strange takes the same approach or if he does mix it up. We'll see. We shall see. As you can hear the beeps, we are loading into Amygdala. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the potential Royal Roader himself, but struggling a little bit in this series, showing some weakness. Can he bring it back? For Team Liquid, it is SKillous. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player himself, causing that upset, making a series out of this, and he has momentum on his side. It is Strange. Here we go. And again, I expect more of the same here, at least loading into Amygdala. We'll see if Strange mixes it up. Likewise, we'll see if SKillous does also incorporate a more defensive and more greedy or economic style. We'll see how SKillous does adapt. And now, opening up. Getting into our standard openers. Gases are being taken, and Gateway is about to be thrown down. There's that 2-gate opener out of Strange, likewise 2-gate opener out of SKillous as well. This leads into the Cyber Core, it leads into the first 2 units, and leads into the natural expansion. Skills moving out with his Probe Scouts, likewise Strange doing the same. Making sure they keep tabs on each other. We're good to go. Are moving out. And they'll confirm that there's no proxy. Again, there's no shenanigans, no proxy from either player. Probes are slipping in, and they confirm that the pylon is where they should be. Pylon in the main base for SKillous, and the main base for Strange as well. And after that last game, I can see how Strange was able to take down Shameless. See that, again, at least in the PvP matchup, Strange, he does not have to rely on a cheeky and cheesy play. Not in this matchup. The others, yes, but not this one. As we do get our setup here for the low ground, it is going to be a Stalker Sentry Opener out of Strange. Likewise, Stalker Adept here out of Skillous. Interesting. Is moving out. Behind this, throwing down his tech before his expansion. Stargate Opener for a second time. If you recall, we saw the same build out of Skillous in Game 2. In that last game. Skillous, he was able to get a couple of probe kills. I think it was 4. I think he killed 4 probes into his oracles, of course. We saw the stasis traps were a big factor in that game. They did allow Skillous to have a bit of a stronger defense than otherwise we would have seen, but I mean, still, Strange did break through nonetheless. Was able to bait out multiple of those stasis traps. Otherwise, it could have been a defense for Skillous. Could have been enough. Meanwhile, Strange going for his tech. It is going to be a Twilight Council into Blink. Oh, speaking of Twilight Council, hello. Strange going for the proxy. Probe is in position. Twilight Council about to finish. Are we going for a set? Oh, no, we're not. We are not. Skillous, he has Zelnaga himself. He does spot the pylon. Skillous is aware. He is aware of the proxy. Oracle dives into the main. Stalkers are ready. So far, so good. Interestingly enough, this time Skillous, he only makes 1 Oracle. If you remember, last game a second Oracle was made. Because of that, the tech was delayed a little bit further here for Strange, but not this time. This time just 1 Oracle into a faster Twilight Council into faster Blink. Of course, Blink is still faster for Strange, but alas, Skillous is not too far behind. Does rotate with the Oracle. Likewise, Pylon's being shut down. Strange takes the 3rd base. I believe Skillous has yet to confirm, but does spot the probe. That is a tell. He checks and confirms. So is aware of the 3rd. Behind this, getting his own. So both players calming down and macroing up. As we mentioned, welcome one and all to Amygdala. Amygdala is a very large map in the map pool. It is known for more later game stages, like the mid-game, the late game as well, just because of how large the map is and how defendable these bases are as well. This is why I expect Strange to play the same. There's that Forge. I believe this Forge is later this time for Strange. It is a little bit later than we saw previously, but it is still earlier than Skillous's. But not by too much. If you recall, last game, Strange, he already had +1 in progression. It was already on the way. It had already begun by the time Skillous started his own Forge. So this time, the Forge is much faster for Skillous. So that kind of gap here where he's down in upgrades is not as large. Likewise, he pokes in. Pokes in towards the Nexus. Hoping to bait out the army. Stasis Trap is set. Skillous trying to lure the army out. Hoping to lure him out. Oracles into the main, they get deflected. Double it up towards the natural base. Strange out of position, does pull away, but where's the warp in? Now where's the army? Oh. Stasis going off, Adept shade in, 2 probes going down. Strange, he pulls away, but 4 probes get caught. And nice big share from Skillous. Adept shade in. Going for the stasis. Is denied, but still 5 probes going down. That's a lot of damage for 2 Adepts. A lot of damage. Dust is settling. +1 is finishing, getting into +2. I don't expect Strange to be aggressive. I expect more of the same. I expect him to saturate his third base, throw down his own Temple Archives, getting into Archon production, getting a fourth base as well, taking all of his gases, getting into +2. The +2 is on the way, into +3. SKillous though, being active once again. And it's on SKillous to find some damage to try to pull Strange apart. Let's head out towards that natural. There is an observer in position. Spots the stalkers. Strange, he responds. SKillous moves in, but Strange is ready. SKillous gets a fourth. And this time, SKillous taking into that bay a lot faster. I do appreciate this, actually. Considering that he believes, and I believe as well, that Strange is going to be more defensive, because Strange is being so passive, now is the time to be greedy. Cut corners, get a faster fourth base, get faster production, get faster tech as well. Here we go. Bay is on the way into Disruptors. Main armies, they clash for a moment, but I believe that SKillous, he should be able to get away with earlier Disruptor production and an earlier greater army as well as a result. Strange looking to expand. Later fourth base for the blue Protoss. +2 is still finishing up. Ooh, that's a War Prism. That is a War Prism on the way. Strange, he is not expanding for good reason. He doesn't intend to. Strange is pushing, and he is hoping to hit that timing with +2. SKillous, it's on the red Protoss to slow him down. He needs to keep Strange busy. Strange is rotating. SKillous pulls away. Strange is supply blocked. He needs those pylons. Prison has arrived. We can see SKillous going for a counterattack at the same time. He's setting up here on the high ground. Strange is committed. At this point, Strange is all in. He has to end the game with this army. But remember, Disruptors are massing up. Up! Oh my god. Whew, does notice, thanks to the Observer. Observer shuts down the stasis. Another stasis on the way. Army poking in. Disruptor has arrived. Is vulnerable, is exposed. Gets the stasis. Wing is on cooldown. Nova goes up. Up! Massive connection! Stalker's going down. Another Nova as well. This time it will not connect. But a good start for SKillous. Now that's against Strange. He's all in. Goes from the Warping of Zealots. With the Prism. Not quite. As the Prism is behind this. And so far, Strange, he has a good angle. Does have the Concave. Still only one Immortal. And barely not actually engaging. Oh. As Strange, he is trying to wreak havoc here. Another Nova goes off. Ooh, takes out a Stalker. More Zealots warping in. Strange needs to get more damage done here. Needs to break through. There we go. 15 probes going down. Finally, the natural base goes down. And can he get on top of that Robo? There's still that one Disruptor. He's going to be rallied in. Disruptor goes down. Robo's under fire. Going for the pylon. Warping's going to finish. Likewise, Strange barely saving that Immortal. That's still a lot of Stalkers for SKillous, though. That's a lot of Stalkers. He spawns one in the water. He goes to the dive. Brings down the Immortal. Very patient play here by SKillous. Did lose the base, did lose the mineral line. But SKillous is not that far behind economically. Takes down all the Zealots. Dives in, going for the Prism. Prism goes down as well. No more reinforcements, and it's a one-way trip here. Strange, he's stuck. He has to recall out of here. Does recall back home. And as the dust settles, it's 3 base versus 3 base. Strange, he does have a higher probe count, true, but he's also oversaturated. And likewise, SKillous has better tech. And I say that, has to repower that Robo and make more Disruptors. As SKillous, he's down to 0 Disruptors, but he has a massive amount of Stalkers. Looking at the units tab here, as 35 Stalkers against 12. One Immortal's good, it's not that good. It's not good enough to make up for that kind of deficit. Strange is in trouble. Here comes SKillous. Denies the 4th. Keeps pushing in. Does head towards the third base. Strange trying to hold his own. Trying to. SKillous pushing forward. Still taking his time. Trading as efficiently as possible. Doesn't want to throw away stalkers. I didn't blame him. Especially pushing into 2 immortals. SKillous is retaking his bases, reestablishing his production. +3 is on the way for SKillous. Strange he never began it. Never intended to. So he has been all in. Oh, hello, Zergtro. Hello. Este Zergtro. It's been a long time, Pappy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Ah, one of the OGs. One of the OGs. Also known as the Zerg Lord at times. Not to be confused with the Brazilian Zerg Lord, but it's fine. As the Prism dips in. Oh, Strange moving forward, catching us some stalkers. Again, he does have those 3 immortals. That is a hefty army. The Prism goes down. Prism gets dealt with. Strange, can he break through? Ooh, as we dive in the army. Yeah, we can one-shot these immortals. SKillous, he gets 1, he gets 2 immortals. There's 1 immortal left. And Strange, again, that's the backbone of his army. He can't lose them. And he already has. And there's a dive, getting the final immortal as well. And SKillous, he has done it. He's breaking this army. Takes down the stalkers, making his way towards the Prism. Shuts it down. No more reinforcements. No more War Prism. No more army. GG gets called. And SKillous, he will take a 2-1 lead in this best of 5 semifinals match. GG. Whew. GG, well played, SKillous. He will take a lead here. Again, Strange going for a much more aggressive style this time. He did end up cutting his upgrades. He was going straight into just a much earlier push. He never expanded, never got a 4th base. He went for a 3-base all-in, essentially. It was a big 3-base all-in. And alas, he was unable to break the defenses of SKillous. SKillous did lose a natural, true. Did lose a natural, did lose a mineral line. That didn't matter because he was up a base, so he could afford to lose an expansion and afford to lose workers as he had the greater economy anyway. And with that, GG. GG, well played. SKillous takes the lead as SKillous needs one more game to advance on to the grand finals. Meanwhile, Strange has to fight back here and now to extend this series and to keep his tournament life alive. To keep it going. Ooh, as we have our next game, we're going to be loading into a much smaller map. We're going to be loading into Whispers of Gold. And that last game did tell us as well that Strange willing to be aggressive. Willing to be more aggressive here. If need be. Oh, look, I'm drinking fire. Ah. Let's go. I'm drinking from the fire cup. Beautiful. And so we are getting into that next game, into potentially the final game of the series. Potentially. Strange, he's saying Dragon Mindle VK. I can't do it. I can't do it. Mindle, he's like, okay, I'll show you. I'll show you how it's done. Okay, we're jumping in. We're jumping in. Strange, his morale has been broken. Oh no. Oh no. Wants to get the caster involved. As we are getting into game number 4, potentially the final game of the series, is spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold. We have the red Protoss player representing Team Liquid. One game away from advancing on to the grand finals. It is SKillous. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player down in the series. Can he? I mean, he has to fight back here and now. The pressure is on. Can he tie things up? Can he force the ace match? It is strange. Just a little bit strange. A little bit. A little bit. Let's go. Let's go. SKillous is going to be settling in. So we are going to be establishing ourselves. We're going to be a 2-gate opener here from SKillous. Likewise, 2-gate opener from Strange as well. The all-in did fail, and do we attempt another all-in here from Strange? Again, we are loading into the smallest map, the shortest rush distance in the map pool. Known for aggression, known for all-ins, not for just calming things down and playing macro. So I expect both players to mix it up here. I'll be a little bit surprised if we see a Stargate opener out of SKillous. I feel like it's a little bit risky to open Stargate, but we'll see. As the probe dips in and gets a full scout. Gets a full scout, confirms no proxy. Confirms no pylons. Out on the map. And we're settling in. Once again, looking to expand, but both players doing the best they can to delay the expansions. Stalker, Sentry openers all around. We see Strange going for a second and third Stalker. Interesting. Much more aggressive build up here, and this means that Strange, he should be moving out earlier on. SKillous expands. And so does Strange. Aces are on the way. SKillous following this up with extra sentries for extra hallucinations. Strange setting up the setting up the proxy again. He went for a 3-stalker follow-up here. We have 2 gateways back at home. We have a would-be 3rd gateway across the map. I say that the probe actually does come back home, which means no gateway. It can go for slow warp-ins instead. That is going to be a robo opener. Very interesting. Robo back at home for earlier immortal production. Strange does move out, but does not set up a proxy. Scouty checks. Twilight Council opener out of SKillous. You can try to poke in, but SKillous does have extra sentries, extra force fields. He should be fine. He can lock this army down. Strange reinforcing with adepts. Of course, 2 adepts taking 1-shot probes. Oh. SKillous, he pulls away. Does pull away initially. Interesting. Forge out of Strange. So this is something that Hero is very fond of as well, is a much more defensive setup. What does this mean? Early +1 and early immortal production. So Strange is going to be sacrificing Stalkers and sacrificing mobility. SKillous, he has faster blink, of course. He has blink, he has Twilight Council, into a more mobile army, into map control as well. Strange should be turtling back at home, getting into a 3rd base and building up 4, 5 immortals, and then moving out across the map. Once he is secure back at home, this can lead into an all-in with Glaive Adepts, true. Otherwise, it could just lead into a more defensive setup here, into an eventual push, a committed push. As Strange gets 4 probes, not bad. 4 probes going down to the Adepts. Very nice trade. Strange back at home, First Immortal has arrived, going Immortal into a Twilight Council. My eyes are on Strange to see if he goes for Glaive Adepts. So, are we going to Glaives, into Charge, or into Blink Stalkers? Each upgrade tells a different story. Skillous poking in, Skillous getting his third base. Again, gaining map control, containing Strange on 2 bases, but Strange is intentionally staying on 2 bases anyway. Intentionally going into 2-base play. And there it is, no Glaives, going to be Charge. So with this Skillous, he's completely skipping Blink. It's going straight Immortal into Charge. Nice force fields locking down the army. Island goes down. Island does full, going for the Gas Geyser as well. 1 sentry gets picked off, trading 1 for 1. Better trading for Skillous. Takes down 2 sentries. And doesn't mind mining at the Gas Geyser. Adepts shade behind the middle line, distracting the Protoss, suspecting Strange. He dives in. Oh my god, he gets 1. He gets another sentry. Another sentry goes down. He wants the Immortal as well. He's going to get it. And before Strange can build up on 2 bases, it's being pulled apart. Ay, ay, ay. That's 7 probe kills and an Immortal. Skillous, he backs off. He has successfully slowed down the push. We have a Gateway Explosion, 2 base all in. 2 base all in here out of Strange. He could have afforded a base, but no, he throws down extra gateways instead. But he's already lost a lot of momentum. He's lost so much momentum already here. Losing Stalkers, Sentries, Immortals. Skillous, all he has to do here is reinforce and to stay aggressive, to keep tabs on Strange. He needs to be outside of the base. He needs to be here to slow down the push or to catch any kind of earlier move out. Skillous, he could even dive into the main. He could, and he will. Leashes to the main base. Going for the Artosis Pylon. Oh no! Pylon's under fire. Pylon goes down, depowering the Robo, delaying the Prism. As Strange is going to be pushing. With that War Prism. Once it's repowered. Here we go. It's going to be all or nothing for Strange. And Skillous, he needs to be here for this move out to counterattack or to slow it down. Hallucination does confirm. Does spot the army. And here we go. As Strange moves out, Skillous moves in. And Skillous, he can always recall. He can always recall back home. Strange, he turns around. Skillous is ready for him. Oh! Blinking away. And again, this is all just about buying time. The Prism! Oh no! Okay. The Prism is gonna survive. Whew. We see Skillous trying to get caught. Or I should say Strange trying to catch Skillous. There's the recall. 1 Stalker goes down. And again, it's just all about buying time. This delays the push. It delays the all-in. Skillous behind this getting to +2. Extra warp-ins. Building up a greater army. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Skillous. Strange is pushing in. Knocking down those rocks. So one at the same time. Strange commits, he dives on the army. So far, Skillous kiting well. Pulls back. Again, that's 4 Immortals. That's a lot of Immortals here for Strange. Bust into the middle line. Shot's going to be going up here in the probes. Cannon and probes are going down. Meanwhile, back at home, Strange, he defends. Does defend. The Prism goes down. There was a surround. It surrounds the army. Comes in from both angles. And Strange, he's running out of steam, losing every single Immortal. GG gets called. And Skillous, he will shut down the all-in. And he will take the series 3-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Skillous, he will take the series. Again, did show a bit of weakness here. Strange, he made a series out of this. He was able to take a game, and even here in some of these games that he lost, he was able to threaten Skillous. But Skillous is still the favorite player. He's still the potential Royal Roader for a reason here. And Skillous, he will be able to bounce back and to get the win. GG. GG, well played. Skillous, he will claim the win, and that means we are getting ready for our next match. Oh boy, we have a ZVP right around the corner here, as we go from one semis to the other. SKillous, he's waiting in the grand finals for the winner of our next best of 5. It's going to be a rematch from the group stage and from last month's finals, Shameless versus Wayne. It's going to be a close one. For now, we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here. Take this time, get some snacks, get some food, get some water, get ready for Wayne and Shameless. See you soon. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals, the other semifinals of Fire Cup number 6. Ooh, here we go. We are nearing the end of the broadcast. As we have one player confirmed in the grand finals. That is SKillous, of course, the European Protoss. But who will face off against him in those finals? As we have a rematch of last month's finals. Let's go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. He's shameless, pappy, shameless. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player, a man of many names. Some know him as Radita, some know him as Vanya. It is Wayne, as he is the Fire Cup reigning champion. He's the reigning champion, Wayne. He was last month's winner. Despite that, though, he's had a back-and-forth record against Shameless. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets to get your gamba going. Place your bets while you can. This is going to be an interesting one here. So, for those that are curious, for those that are unaware, story time. Wayne and Shameless, they met. They faced off in the finals of last month's tournament in a best-of-7, and it did go the way of Wayne. It was a close series. I mean, I say that. The map score was heavily in favor of Wayne in that best-of-7, but the games themselves were very close. They were very close games. If you remember, Wayne, he all in like 4 games in that series. It was crazy. He had a lot of different cheese, a lot of different aggression, a lot of hyper-aggressive builds. And he was barely able to break Shameless. Like, Shameless, he barely didn't defend game after game after game. But they had a rematch in the group stage. In the group stage, they did face off. This was yesterday, and Shameless did defeat Wayne 2-0. It was a 2-0 in favor of Shameless, so Shameless, he had a much stronger showing yesterday. And coming into this, I expect a back and forth. I don't expect a 3-0. I expect like a back and forth between these two players, but it's going to be a close 1-2 call. I do not envy those in the chat. Best of luck. Best of luck with those predictions, man. Aye. But now we're settling in. We are going to be settling in. As we have our initial openers. Hatch gas pull out of Wayne. Pulling out of gas, just going for his third base and joining up. Meanwhile, the juice has been thrown down. Let's go. That is Shameless's kind of calling card. The juice. Get juiced up. Stay hydrated. As Wayne is getting his third. Shameless back at home, just going for a gate, expanded to Cybercore into his tech of choice. It is going to be a Stargate. Let's go. Stargate follow-up with Stargate opener here by Shameless. Into Oracle, into a third base. Shameless, he isn't really too much of an aggressive player. He's pretty standard in his play. We should be seeing just a Stargate into Oracle, into a third, into Forge, Twilight Council, +1, and Blink. That's kind of the play that we expect to see out of Shameless. Really, our eyes have to be on Wayne. Again, like in that best of 7, Wayne, he was hyper aggressive. We just saw Link Flood after Link Flood, or just Roach Queen all in, German Taxi, Nidus play as well. Like Wayne was just hyper aggressive last time in that best of 7. As he is backing up Lynx. Lynx ability to catch out these adepts. They threaten the shade. And Shameless, he does not commit. Backs up. Does back up from here. Wayne diving on the adepts. Attempts to surround. Doesn't quite get it. Shameless does get away. Does slip away. Shameless getting his third base, so far getting surrounded. Nice catch. Ooh, one adept does shade. Oracle is in position, and the third base should be safe and sound. Yeah, Pulsar Beam is activated, and Wayne is deflected. He's going to be deflected. Likewise, Wayne behind this going to his Evo Chamber. This should be for +1 melee. +1 melee on the way. Droning up his third base, is saturating. Did invest in those links early on, but now he's just focusing on droning up and defending. Now it's time for Shameless to get some damage done. He moves out. He should have seen those lings. Lings that make their way across the map. Shameless going for the drones. He gets one, he gets two, he gets three. 3 drones going down. Back across the map. Warp in is a slow warp in, but the depths are here just in time. They defend. Shameless, he defends, he attacks. Lings that don't get much done. As we mentioned, again, +1 melee is on the way. This typically leads into Ling Hydra. Into a more Hydra-based composition, into Lair Tech, of course. We'll see if we can get there. Shameless poking in, pulling out. Behind this +1 into Blink, as we mentioned, standard follow-up here out of Shameless. And he does move out with his initial 5 Adepts. So it's going to be 5 Adepts alongside 3 Oracles. Oh, actually, 2 only. Interesting. Only 2 Oracles here for Shameless. With the 5 Adepts. He will threaten a dive, and we'll see if Wayne can keep up. Yeah, he's only going to be poking in. He can commit to a shade if he sees an opening. But the links are keeping up, and Shameless backs off. Again, he's just poking and prodding. If he sees an opportunity, he will dive. Meanwhile, that's a Bathing Nest. Ooh, no lair. No lair, by the way. Instead of the lair, he's going for a Bathing Nest. He's going for a Bane Bust. He's going for an all-in. And again, this is what we expect out of Wayne, is non-stop all-ins in this series. There's the recall back home. Again, we are going to be lacking saturation, lacking gas. No gases here at the natural, no gases at the third base, only 1 gas in the main. Pure Ling Bane. Shameless, he's walling up. He's walling up, he's walling off. I'd love to see shield batteries here at the natural as well. As I'm not so certain Shameless is aware of what's happening. As Wayne, he will soon pull the trigger. He does smell weakness here at the natural. There we go, there's a shield battery. There we go, we have a cannon, we have 2 shield batteries so far. Decent Sim City. Ideally, sentries. Why sentry? Force fields. There's no Ravagers. There is no answer to force fields. Force fields would be amazing right now to slice up the army, but so far I see 0 sentries. Is concerning. As here we go, we do pull the trigger. Ling Bane rolling in. Again, there's 0 force fields. Banes, they make their way into the mineral line. And they will connect. They shut down the pylon. The person's no, they're stuck. Oh my god. Okay, they get away. Whew, they do slip away. Stalkers are pinned against the wall. And it looks like Wayne, he has done it. He's breaking through. Oracle's a race back home. The Oracle's out of position as well. No stasis traps. Delayed pulsar beams. Meanwhile, the natural is held. Yo, Shameless, he holds. It was a shaky defense, but a defense nonetheless. He's re-walling. How much did he lose? 7 Stalkers. Ooh, 7 Stalkers went down. There are 8 Stalkers left, so the Stalker count was cut in half. And Wayne is not done. He's not done. He's making more lings. The all-in is continuing. Shameless, ideally, we need another Oracle. Again, these Oracles are so amazing here against Ling Bane. They can punish them very hard. And Wayne, he backs off. Wayne, he backs off. Whew, Shameless holds. Shameless, he holds. Wayne, he backs off. He's now droning. Now, what's important here? A couple of things. This lair, late. It's a late lair, late droning, late saturation. Wayne is behind. He is behind, but he is looking to recover. He's looking to stabilize. Right now, the pressure is on Shameless not to overcommit to the defense and to keep taking and to keep pushing forward. There it is. 4th base is on the way. Storm is in production, which is very important. Storm, +2, charge. Shameless, he is not missing a beat. Is taking, but we'll see if we can keep up with these lings, because that's a lot of lings. We move out. Army's in position. Storm is already High Templar. They're exposed. Oh, gets us around. How many does he get? He gets 1. He gets 3, 4. Ooh, 4 High Templar going down. Brutal pickoffs. Ay, ay, ay. Shameless being a little bit too greedy there. He chose not to morph them into Archons. He was trying to wait for Storm, and he gets punished. It was 4, right? Yeah. 5 High Templar. Very expensive losses. And with that, Wayne, he's catching back up. Catching 5 High Templar is a big way for Wayne to recover. As Wayne is still rallying in. This is a little bit wasteful, is what I will say. So Wayne is being a little bit wasteful here. Throws away a lot of lings for like a gateway unit here or there. So that was less efficient out of Wayne. As Wayne, he dropped up to 69. Nice. That is just over 3-way saturation. He's now building up his lings, his roaches, +1 range on the way. And Wayne, he's still not fully droning up. He's still committed. Nice Storm. Surrounds on the depth. Pokes in on the left. The main army's in position. Wayne looking for another way in, collapsing on the cannons. Diving in the army. He wants his High Templar. Does want them. Alas, he gets punished. Things get shut down. Shameless out of position. Storm protecting the cannon. The High Templar is going to survive. Whew. Nice defense here by Shameless. He saves the High Templar this time. I would still love to see just some safety Archons regardless. They can do well for themselves. Oh no, they're exposed! Oh no! Oh my god. They barely survive once again. Lings, they bust in. Nice Storm here on the roaches. We're running out of storms. There we go. High Templar, so Archons are morphing in. 10 probes going down. Shameless, he is barely holding. Clutch Pulsar Beam. He defends his 4th. Wayne is not stopping. Still just massing up pure Ling Roach. Still refusing to attack. There's no Hydras behind this. There's no Lurkers. There's no Hive. No nothing. Just purely Ling Roach Ravager. Nice Storm. Nice Storm goes up. Ling's coming from behind. They do trigger the shields here on the Immortal. Last once again is Shameless. These fights here, they're getting better and better for Shameless. They're becoming more efficient. Ooh, piles they connect. They shut down a High Templar. I spoke too soon. As that one Ling has gotten, what, 6 probe kills? While Ling was popping off, Shameless throwing down more static defense, more cannons, more shield batteries. Again, Shameless was having a bit of a harder time spending his money. Wayne, he rotates. He abandons attacking the 4th, rotating over towards the natural. The Observer does spot the rotation. Shameless, he keeps up. At the same time, Prism across the map does not quite get in. Ooh, massive storms though. Oh my god. Brutal storms. GG gets called as Wayne, he runs out of steam, and Shameless, he survives. He takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Shameless, he does take a lead in the series. He survives the aggression. It was a little bit shaky, not gonna lie. It was not the cleanest defense out of Shameless, but a defense nonetheless. And that's what matters here. Was a defense nonetheless, did survive, did weather the storm in more ways than one, and takes the game. Whew, here we go. And again, when it comes to these matches, this is what we expect, or this is what I expect at least. It's similar to what we saw last time they played, at least in a longer series, is Wayne. He doesn't have to go for the same all-in. This time it was a Bane Bust. Remember, this time he did cut workers at like 3 base saturation, went for a Bane Bust off of 1 gas geyser. We could see German taxis, we could see Roach Ravager based all-ins, we could see Linqueen Nidus, we could see other forms of Bane Bust, we could even see a 3 base all-in, but you take gases, you get into Lair, and you go to Ling Hydra. Like, there are different forms of aggression here. And Wayne, he can be quite flexible with them. If we end up in a longer macro game, I do favor Shameless. I do favor Shameless if we end up there. Which I would imagine is also why Wayne is being aggressive like this. And we'll see. We'll see how this story ends. Whew. Oh boy. Here we go. It's been intense, Pappy. It's been intense. And I'm not privy to the veto, so I don't really know what map order we're going to be getting into. When it comes to smaller maps like Ley Lines, Ultra Love, and Whispers of Gold, these 3, and also Frostline, these 4 maps I do want to say do favor this more aggressive style. If we load into some of these more larger macro maps, I'm referring to Amygdala, Amygdala, Abyssal Reef, and Neo Violet Square. That is where I do favor Shameless instead. Do favor Shameless in that position. So we'll see. We shall see. As we are still deciding on that next map. We're getting there. Oh, and there it is. Here we go. So we are loading in. And Ultra Love is an interesting one. Again, Ultra Love is a small map, so I can 100% see Wayne going for an all-in here. 100%. It is a little bit more defendable compared to Whispers of Gold, even Ley Lines as well. The choke points coming in towards the 3rd and 4th base are very narrow. There's also a tower that you can knock down as well, so there are certain avenues of defense, 100%. But I don't know if that's going to be enough to stop Wayne from committing, I mean. We'll see. We shall see. Just catching up. See Death Dealer in the chat. Papi, ay papi, ay papi. ¿Qué tal, qué tal? As it looks like we are just waiting for Shameless here. Looks like he did need a moment. All good, all good. More than happy to give it to him. More than happy. There you go. Otherwise, hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. Hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. SKillous has more time to himself. SKillous, of course, still waiting for the winner of the series. Waiting in the finals. Likewise, I think our next broadcast is going to be the War TV Monday. So we actually have our morning free today. Which I don't really know how to spend. Apparently, Zero Space, like they had like a demo week or something that was going on. That's I think it's about to end. I still haven't actually played any Zero Space. Like I supported it on, I think it was Kickstarter. I did support it, but I actually haven't had the luxury of playing it yet. But apparently they have like a demo for their campaign. Might be worth checking out. Might be worth checking out. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it if I play it. We'll see. We'll see. I've barely seen anything regarding Zero Space, but I've heard good things. Heard good things about the space that is Zero. Ah. And we might just go on a small break here. Again, Shameless, it looks like he needs a little bit more time. So might just go on an extended break. We'll take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water. I just got a cup of coffee, which means my sleep schedule is ruined. But I did need a little bit of a pick-me-up. So yeah, we'll take a moment to ourselves and we'll be back soon with the remainder of this series. Again, it was an intense game one. I can't wait for the rest. Give me more, Pappy. Give me more. I want some more ZVP. We'll see you soon. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, I hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we have returned. Again, one of our players did need a moment to themselves, but now we are back. We are good to go. We are still in the early games, in the early maps of this series. We have a 1-0 lead for Shameless, and now we are jumping into game numero 2. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the Red Zerg player. The Red Zerg down in the series, by the way. He is the reigning champion, and he is struggling so far. We'll see if he can bounce back and tie things up. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. He is last month's runner-up. He was the runner-up of last month, and we are here. We're juiced up. We're ready to go. As the juice box has been placed, and we are settling into Ultra Love. Now, we spoke about this map previously, but once again, to reiterate, Ultra Love is one of the smaller maps of the map pool, short of rush distance by ground, but has a lot of defensive features. There is a ramp coming into the natural, there is a choke point coming to the third, likewise another choke point coming to third base as well. Plenty of points of elevation here to take advantage of, to be able to hold on to the high ground. Likewise, a destructible tower that can be knocked down to fully wall this area off with rocks as well. There's plenty of these defensive features to help make up for how small the map is. Now, despite that, we still have seen a lot of successful all-ins on Ultra Love, where they're able to bypass some of these features, where they're able to like rotate and just hit straight into the natural and just catch the Protoss player out of position. It is likely, and based on the history between Wayne and Shameless, based on the history of Shameless excelling in the late game and Wayne struggling in the late game, we expect all-ins. We saw that in game 1. We saw the attempted all-in from Wayne in a game 1 against Shameless, but last was unsuccessful. Shameless, he barely held on. It was a clutch defense. It was not clean whatsoever. It was it was still very close, very clutch, but Shameless, he did survive the aggression of Wayne. Can you do it again? Assuming that we see an all-in. I'm assuming that we will, but again, it comes down to Wayne. It comes down to our Zerg. Here we go. As Shameless does confirm the standard opener, it is going to be Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener here out of Wayne. Meanwhile, across the map, we do have our typical just gate, expand into Cybercore, into Stargate, into our tech of choice. Pylon is placed a little bit further back, so we'll see if Shameless throws down a different tech structure. It is possible here. Opening up a depth. And there it is, a Stargate opener. Okay, it's going to be the Stargate. Calming things down. Last game, we did see a double Oracle opener into quintuple Adept Harass. We saw 5 Adepts, we saw 2 Oracles. We'll see if Shameless commits into a third Oracle, goes into just a secure 3-way setup, into Blossom and Blink, or if he deviates. If we see a Void Ray opener instead, which is possible. It's possible. Shameless dips in, dips out, pokes the third base. Does poke the third. Shades into the mineral line, doesn't quite commit. Just keeping tabs on his opponent. We have confirmations. Oracle. There's going to be an Oracle opener out to Shameless. 2 Adepts taking one-shot drones. Taking one-shot links as well. Now being forced back. Threading the third base. Just keeping tabs on Wayne. Keeping him busy. Keeping him occupied. No. The lack of sleep is kicking in. We'll be fine, we'll be fine. I got my coffee, hold on. Okay, we're good to go. We're awake. Meanwhile, do we take down the morphing an egg, by the way? Apparently not. Does survive. Adepts, they get forced to shade away. Third base on the way for Shameless. The Oracle is here. Meanwhile, Wayne coming in for the surround gets 1. 1 Adept falls, the other should escape. But nice catch nonetheless here from Wayne. Meanwhile, do you see what I see? I see a Twilight Council. I do not see a Forge. Uh-oh. I mean, Wayne is rushing into a lair, by the way. This is what, a 4:15, 4:10 lair timing? Jesus, a very fast lair here out of Wayne. This could be for Link Queen Nidus all in. We could commit into earlier gases, into earlier Hydras. Lings, they are deflected. But I don't see a Forge. We're rushing into early Blink. Early Blink is on the way. Lings are amassing. There's no Overlord speed. Eva chamber into +1. This lair, though. Second gas on the way. This has to be for Hydras, right? I would imagine. Oracles are forced back. Yeah, extra gas is being taken. I mean, there is a slim chance it's going to be something crazy like rush into Spire and rush into Mutas, but that typically isn't really seen here with a Ling-based opener. Yep, there it is. Rushing into Hydras. So fast layer into fast Hydra then. Going to be Ling Hydra out of Wayne. Now, there are all-ins with this where you go into Hydra range or Hydra speed and you hit off of 3 base saturation. I'm referring to 66 drones with a 4th base just for larva. I'm assuming that's what Wayne is going for. We'll see. As Wayne is building up, still droning. Shameless moving out early on. Remember, Blink is about to finish. Shameless did prioritize earlier Blink than normal to poke in. Threatens to 3rd base. Oh, takes down a Queen. 1 Queen goes down. Blink is on in 10 seconds. Oh. Blink slaps in the army. Very nice force field. Force field. Very nice stasis trap, what I meant to say. Stasis goes off. Catching out the army. Lings, they collapse in. Once again, go Blinks, those Stalkers, they're not going down. Another stasis goes off. And there's still one more left behind this. There's still another stasis. And Shameless, he's breaking through. He's gaining ground. We'll lose 1 Stalker. Stasis runs out. Ooh, does force a panic Blink here out of Shameless. Again, Wayne buying time for more Hydras. Wayne is barely holding on. Barely does hold. Another stasis goes off. There's one more. So another behind this army. Shameless getting fully saturated. Ooh, but the 4th base is going to be delayed. But now 39 extra gateways. +1 in charge on the way. Shameless, he's supply blocked. Uh-oh. Brutal supply block. Nice station trap. So even catching Hydras. Hydras getting caught out. Shameless forced back home. Ling's going for another pylon. And likewise against Shameless, he does need an expansion. Does need a 4th. Wayne behind this, he has not been droning. He's been cutting workers here at 66, which is what we assumed he would do. Just pure Ling Hydra. And Wayne, he's not droning and he's not taking. He's not taking up into Hive, he's not taking up into Lurkers. Just focusing on army production. It is a 3-base all-in. And what Shameless needs is splash damage. Whether it's Colossus or Storm, he needs something. Ooh, he's getting caught out. Yeah, he's getting caught out here. Mass Stalker does not trade well against Hydra. Not like this. Lings, they flood in. He busts into the natural, busting into the main. Knocks down the wall. Shameless buying time. Oh, this is already getting out of hand, though. Yeah, boys being pulled away. 15 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. Insane damage. And Wayne is just pulling Shameless apart. Shameless cannot keep up. And that's 20 worker kills. Nice stasis. Stasis goes up. Wayne's still forcing his way in. And he's overwhelmed. He's just overwhelmed with the army. Shameless, he needed to do more damage early on. He had to break the 3rd base and he didn't. He failed to do so. And with that, Wayne is going to tie up the series. Despite struggling in game 1, he's here to tie things up. GG gets called, and Wayne takes game number 2, tying us up 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, a very strong timing there from Wayne, especially considering that Shameless had rushed into Blink. Blink Stalkers, they trade well against Roaches, they trade well against Lings, they do not scale well against Mass Ling Hydra, as you are lacking that splash damage, you're lacking any kind of other support. We needed either faster Storm, we needed, of course, either a bigger, faster investment into Charge ults as well, or more realistically here, we needed Shameless to get more damage done early on. He had to break that 3rd. He was gaining ground. Remember, if you remember, he was killing Lings, killing Queens, he was pushing forward towards the base, but he never quite got on top of it. And with that, Wayne survived, defended, and snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. with that, we do have a tied series, and now we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game 3. Lobby has been made, and we are loading into Abyssal Reef. Here we go. Abyssal Reef, a much larger map, and I would say that on a larger map like this, we can see Shameless have a much stronger start here. He can be a lot more comfortable, being more defensive, getting to his 3, 4, 5 base economy. There are opportunities for other forms of aggression from the side of Wayne. We could see Nidus base all-ins. We could see Spire play into Mutas. That is very much so viable here in Abyssal Reef. So there are other tech options available if Wayne did want to be aggressive. We'll see though. We will see. As the map this time is going to be working against Wayne if he does want to all-in. Gonna have to get creative. And here we go. We are loading into Abyssal Reef. Spawning in top left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player leading the series 2-1. One more game is all he needs to advance onto the grand finals. It is Wayne. Wait. Sorry, my apologies. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're tied up. We'll see who takes the lead in the series. And spawning in the right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. In my mind, we were already getting into game 4. Jesus. The lack of sleep. It's killing me. It's ruining me. Ah, no. We're tied up. We're tied up 1-1. We'll see who takes the lead in the series. We'll see who gains momentum. Oh, hello, Wayne. As we are going to be opening up hatch first into a proxy hatch across the map. Okay. So this is not going to be an all-in, but this is a way to disrupt the build of Shameless, to try to get an economic edge over the Protoss player by delaying the expansion and by delaying the mining here at the natural base, and potentially even forcing the boys to be pulled. As the hatchery has arrived. So again, hatch before pool, before gas. There are no lings to reinforce, there's no aggression coming his way, it's just only to delay. And so far doing well, the boys are being pulled. It's going to be 5 boys off the mineral line. Zelda's being current as we speak. As Shameless will try to shut this down and eventually expand. From here, Wayne can cancel and go for an Evo block as well to delay even further. Can be risky. Has to make sure this base doesn't get killed. Has to make sure to cancel. Ooh, there's a cancel in time. Drone gets away. From here, Wayne can pivot into the main and try to seal a gas geyser. But now they're just being as annoying as possible here at the natural base. It is on patrol. There's that spawning pool follow-up. Delayed gas. Oh. As Shameless can finally expand and get his own natural. Let's go. He's taking his natural. He attempts the gas steal. But lastly, won't be able to. The probe is in position. And the Adept will clean this up. Adept will clean up. From here, we can calm things down. Now, my biggest concern for Wayne here is that link speed is going to be heavily delayed. Link speed has now begun, but is going to be far later than usual. We'll see if Wayne can keep up with the Adept aggression. I mean, everything is a little bit off balance here, just because Adepts are a little bit later, the Stargate is a little bit later, link speed is later as well. We'll see what Shameless can get done. Everything's just a little bit off because of the initial builds. Shameless does threaten a dive. Gets a ling. Shades into the mineral line. Gets 1, gets 2 drones so far. Not bad. Gets 2 workers. Picks up a ling. Getting another drone. Tries to shade out. He's going to be shut down, but 3 drones and 2 lings for 2 adepts. Not a bad trade here for Shameless. Not bad. Lost mine time as well. Behind this, going for a Void Ray opener, not an Oracle. Interesting. With this, he can hunt down the Overlords. He can deny vision, deny scouting. Do we expect Shameless to rush into any kind of tech here? It sounds risky. If this was any other opponent, I'd be like, oh, we could go for like a second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon and rush into a Mothership and Tempest. But against Wayne, who has been going all in every game so far in this series, I feel like it's not a wise choice. Okay, Eva Chamber's on the way for +1 melee. So far, standard follow-up. We saw last game this led into Ling Hydra into a 3-base all-in. We could see a similar setup here from Wayne. I would encourage Wayne to drone and to take gases and get a 4th, and to take into Hive Tech, but we'll see. Meanwhile, the 3rd base is finishing up. It's going to be Twilight Council into Forge. It's going to be +1 and Blink, most likely. Out of Shameless. So standard follow-up. Oracle dives in. Quite find anything though. Ooh, Robo behind this is going to be charge instead. Okay, you have my attention. We're +1 in charge. This means that Shameless is going to be the aggressor this time. Or, I mean, they both might be, but Shameless, he's going to be more assertive here. Going to charge, going into Archons. Going for an earlier timing. Okay. Interesting. Overlord gets into the main. Does force out a couple of spores. Gets a kill on 1. Nice pickup. Getting 2 Overlords and a Spore Crawler. Was able to rotate over. Getting Revelation. Temple Archives on the way. Typically the Archons should be lined up with +1 in charge. Should all be hitting at the same time. Alongside the War Prism. Assuming that a Prism is made after the initial Observer. As there's a massive gateway explosion. 5 extra gates on the way. Clearing up more creep. Wayne, he has drawn up a little bit further. He's taking gases. Now even joining up his 4th base as well. And that is not a War Prism, that is an Immortal. Okay, never mind. What a Shameless scene. He sees saturation, he sees gases, and he sees drones. He does confirm drones. As 1 Oracle will not go down, barely gets away. But upon seeing all of this, Shameless, he knows that he's going to be up against quite an army. It means that Wayne is building up towards a longer game state. I am not opposed to teching and getting a 4th. Yep. 4th base is on the way. Extra gases, +1 into +2. Storm as well, no War Prism. Shameless, he's defending. Ooh, that's a big cancel. That should not have happened. He needs that 4th base desperately. Because here comes Wayne. Wayne is moving out. Shameless needs to expand. As he's being contained, and Wayne is going to be the first to max out. Nice stasis. Stasis goes up. Shameless trying to keep up. Storm is not ready. And just now finishing up in time. Lings, they flood in. Oh, again, Shameless, it was just a couple of seconds too late. Just trying to keep up. Stasis is about to run out. And the most important thing that's happening here is that Shameless is still stuck on 3 bases. He's still stuck on a low economy. And he hasn't, with all these storms, he has an army to defend. Like, he can totally expand. He just needs to be in position, is the thing. And he's not quite. Here come the lurkers. Shameless getting caught out. Lizals gets surrounded. High Templar going down as well. Brutal pickoffs. Lings, they're coming from behind, and Shameless is just getting torn apart here. No expansion, no army. Force the storm. High Templar go down. And Shameless, he loses everything. GG gets called, and Wayne, he snowballs out of control, taking a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Shameless, everything just fell apart. Everything just fell apart with that first cancellation. If that base gets up running, suddenly we have shield batteries. Suddenly we have a more defensive position at the 4th base. Suddenly there's no need for Shameless to move out into the open like that. But last he got torn apart. He got torn apart then and there. GG Wayne is now 1 game away from claiming the series. 1 game away. As we're getting into our next game, it's going to be on El Dorado. Interesting. Okay. El Dorado here is a unique map in the map pool. A bit of a shorter rush distance by ground. We could see... I was going to say we could see more defensive play. It's quite common to go into things like Mutas, for example, or Stormhurst Nidus. Likewise, Tempest rushes. We'll see how our players expand and where both Shameless and Wayne take us here. Do we expand towards each other? Do we expand away from each other? Where are we headed? Oh, here we go. As we are getting into game number 4. I'm hoping for an ace match. I would love to see a game 5 between these two. Love to see a game 5. But the pressure is now on Shameless. We need to tighten up and bring it back. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of El Dorado, we have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg player leading the series 2-1, 1 game away from advancing on to the grand finals. It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy down in the series. He has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. It is Shameless. Here we go. So we're settling into potentially the final game. Wayne once again coming in with a proxy hatch. We saw this in the previous game on Abyssal, and we're seeing it here as well in El Dorado. As the drone does slip in, we're juicing up. We're getting juiced. The hatchery has been thrown down. From here, Shameless, he does pull the boys. Has to focus this down. Zelt's going to be on the way. And once again, we're going to have a bit of a more disruptive start. Interesting. This time, Wayne okay. Different build. Now, if you remember, last game, it was hatchery, into spawning pool, into late gas. This time, it's hatch, into gas, into pool, into late expansion. So, much more aggressive. What does this mean? This means early gas income. It means early link speed. Potentially earlier tech, or another form of early tech as well. So much more aggressive by Wayne. Not an all-in. It's still like we're not looking to reinforce this or to kill probes early on, but it does mean that again, there's going to be a little more activity here by Lings early on from Wayne. He's going to have a little more early map control. This hatchery is going to be placed. Likewise, the proxy should be cancelled. Should not finish. Oh, as it's getting quite low. And there's a cancellation just in time. Drone gets pulled away. 6 Lings are in production. Link speed as well. And Wayne, he's not pulling out. Uh-oh. He's not pulling out of gas. Again, this is what we assume that something else will be coming with this. This could be a Bane Bust or it could be a Roach Rush. What are we going for? There it is. We have the answer. Bane Bust. Bane Bust out of Wayne. He's going all in. Now, Shameless, he has an idea what's happening. Remember, checking the vision here. Remember, Shameless, he did see the later expansion. He saw the earlier gas. He knows that something's wrong. He knows that something is coming his way. Doesn't know it's going to be a Bane Rush. For all he knows, it could be a Roach Rush. It could just be link speed into droning. True. For all he knows, Wayne pulled out of gas. We know better, but we see everything. Shameless walling up. Throws down the Stargate. As a part of the wall. This is going to lead into Oracle production. Banelings are morphing in. Now, because of that Stargate, that means there's no second gateway. That means we have very limited production. Very limited production here for Shameless. And this may just end here and now because he's not making another unit. Just two. Just Zealot and Adept. He's not making a second unit here. Wayne gets supply blocked. Here comes the main bust. He's diving in. Knocks down the wall. Bust on in. Thankfully, there's a Stalker as well. Stalker doesn't get surrounded. No, it doesn't get in. Does not get into the wall. Boys are not able to save this. The Stalker goes down. The Zealot goes down. The Adept goes down. The Pylon's under fire. Boys are being pulled, but the Pylon's going to go down, depowering everything. The Artosis Pylon, and with that, Wayne has done it. Wayne, he will clean this up. He will overwhelm, and he'll make it to the finals. GG gets called with the Bane Bust, and Wayne will make it to the finals to face off against SKillous 2 months in a row. GG. GG, well played. Shameless, he saw the gas. He knew that it was going to be an aggressive follow-up. Despite that, he skipped another unit. He did not recheck. He did not rescout. No shield battery, no force field either, no sentry, no nothing. He was caught with his pants down, caught completely off guard. And with that, GG, well played. Wayne, he will advance on to those finals. Congratulations. Congratulations here to Wayne. My condolences to Shameless. Again, Shameless, we saw him do very well against Wayne in the group stage when it came to the mid game, when it came to the late game, if he could get there. As we saw though, Wayne, all in after all in after all in. Technically, it wasn't an all in on Abyssal Reef. On Abyssal Reef, it was very different. We saw strong timing instead out of Wayne as it was taking up into lurkers behind that. But Shameless, he was caught off guard on Abyssal. That was a rough game. That was Shameless's game to lose there in a sense, where Shameless had a high chance of kind of getting into his own style. Wasn't quite able to pull it off though. GG. GG, well played. With that, we have our 2 finalists. We have our top 2 in Fire Cup number 6. Here for the month of January, it's going to be a ZVP between Wayne and SKillous. And this is kind of what we expected. This is what we expected here. Wayne and SKillous, they are the top 2 rated players of the event. For those that are curious, SKillous, he is a top 3 player, a top 3 Protoss player in Europe, who was better than SKillous in the region of Europa, Showtime, and Max Packs. And even then, I feel like the lines between Showtime and SKillous are being blurred as of late. SKillous, Nikita has been improving so much over the past couple of months. In the offseason of EPT, it's been amazing to see his growth as a player. As a result, he's the favorite player to win it all. Wayne, likewise, he's a top 5 Zerg player in Europe who's above Wayne. Well, several Raynor, and typically Lambo and a laser, right? Those are the top 4 Zerg players in Europe. Wayne is just behind them at that 5th spot, in that 5th place. So Wayne, he is in the upper echelons of the European region as well, and I want to believe that he is comparable to SKillous, but SKillous is still favored. SKillous, he's still favored here against Wayne. We'll see if Wayne can make him bleed and can bring him down. I mean, we've already seen SKillous, he has dropped maps to MilkiCow, and he's dropped maps to Strange. MilkiCow and Strange have taken maps off of SKillous already in this tournament. Maps is one thing, a series is another though, right? Like, can Wayne be the first to take more than just a map? Is he going to be the first to take 2 maps even off of SKillous in Fire Cup? We'll see. We'll see. As Wayne is going to be a good challenger here as we settle in. Again, Vita's underway, so we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have the grand finals ready for you. Again, it's going to be another PBZ, but a very different kind of PBZ here, where Wayne is going to be the underdog coming up against SKillous. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals here of Fire Cup number 6. Welcome to the playoffs. Again, it's been an intense tournament so far, an intense weekend. We had, of course, 3 days of playoffs. We had the group stage on Friday, group stage on Saturday, and now the finale here on Sunday. As a reminder, this is a monthly tournament every single month. This event is hosted. Big shout out to MilkiCow for allowing for this to happen. This is the 6th edition, and we have our top 2 players. We're here to crown our champion. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Frostline, we have the red Zerg player, the reigning champion of the previous Fire Cup. It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the Royal Rotor. We have the man of the hour himself, the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is SKillous. And if you're in the chat to get your gamma going, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. Ooh, as we are going to be opening up Hatch into Pool before Gas Geyser. Interesting build here out of Wayne. But in general here, get your gamma going. SKillous is the heavy favorite, but he is also a Royal Rotor. SKillous, he has never won a Fire Cup before. He's here to claim his first victory, as he's been absent for most of these events. But now he's here. He's here to claim his win. Wayne, he's here to protect and to vie for his throne. Doesn't want to let it go. But we'll see. Because SKillous, he's quite a player. He's been looking good. Been looking terrifying as of late. Terrifying. Spool is done. Spawning pool is done. With this, we have an earlier queen. We have earlier lings. And moving out for Wayne. Not too many though. Only making 2. Back at him, SKillous is going for the gate expanded to cyber core. Standard open out to SKillous. We're settling in. I could be selling in here. As a reminder as well, best of 7. Best of 7 finals. Not a best of 5, not a best of 3. Plenty of games ahead of us. Let's go. Let us go. And again, SKillous, he has been improving so much these past couple of months. For a long time, I want to say that the distinctions between the top players in Europe were very clear, in the sense that SKillous, he was stuck at 3rd place, just behind MaxFax and Showtime for a very long time. But in recent months, SKillous has been closing that gap and has been blurring the lines between himself and Showtime. For example, we've seen SKillous take down many a big name, especially some big Zerg players as of late. SKillous, he has been focusing and specifically improving his PBZ, and we've seen SKillous just skyrocket ahead, take down a lot of Korean names, players like Solar, players like Shin, more and more regularly as of late. He's been looking terrifying. He does move out. Friends are natural. So far, Wayne is keeping up. Now taking his gases, going for a fast lair. No 3rd base, crazy. No 3rd base. He skips ling speed and is rushing into a 3-minute lair. That is insane. What's it going to be? With the 3-minute lair, what can it be? This should not be Spire. This should not be Hydras. I'm feeling a Link. I was going to say Link Queen Nidus all in. But, are we going for a MilkiCow? Are we going 2-base Hydra? Are we taking extra gases? Yeah. Gases are being taken. He takes 1 extra gas in the main. Without link speed, I can't imagine this is going to be Nidus, right? It's going to be 2-base Hydra. We'll see. We shall see. Has Wayne been tempted? Has MilkiCow been whispering sweet nothings into his ear? Like, Bappy, 2-base Hydra. It's a thing. I mean, it is a thing. It's very risky, very difficult to pull off. Adaptate in the shade. Link speed begins. May. Oracle Revelation confirms everything. He sees the lair's already done. That's crazy. Does spot the lair. 3rd base on the way. Gas is being taken. It looks like 2-base Hydra. Show us the den. There it is. Hydra den on the way. Okay, Wayne doing his best MilkiCow impression. So again, for those that are curious, MilkiCow, he's a Vietnamese Zerg player. He popularized 2-base Hydra in ZVP many years ago. We even saw several comments on it at the time, talking about how MilkiCow was inspiring him in certain ways. And this is how you shut it down. Oh my god, Glaive Adepts on the way as a follow-up. Gateway Explosion as well. We have 6 gate Glaive Adepts. This is very committed. This is very aggressive. And this should shut Wayne down. What does Wayne have? Lings and Hydras. What do Lings and Hydras die against? Glaive Adepts. I remember because we used to cast MilkiCow on a weekly basis, and a way that he would struggle with 2-base Hydra was Glaive Adepts. Glaive Adepts were a way to completely shut it down, just because you're rushing into Hydras. True, you're rushing into a high value unit, which is vulnerable to Adepts, to Glaive Adepts specifically. So I do worry for Wayne, and I do think this is just a really good response and good reaction from SKillous. I mean, SKillous, he's played against MilkiCow before. They have played many a time in OSC events. And the Adepts are building up. Adepts, they should be building up back at home. Jesus. That's an A move amount of Adepts, mate. That's what that is. That's Now, the goal is to shade on top of the Hydras. If this army can shade on top of the Hydras, they will evaporate. They are not built for this world. Oracles, they rotate. Hydras have been missed. And as a result, we could end up in a base trade. Hydras, they get spotted. They get spotted. SKillous, he responds. Again, he is hunting for these Hydras. He does want to land on them. Does want to chase them down. Lings, they do engage. There's that shade. Okay, shades forward. And he should commit on those Hydras. There is no escape. A massive commitment. The Lings, they try to engage. Oracles, they come into support. And the Hydras, they melt. The Hydras, they just evaporate then and there. All the Hydras go down. There's one Hydra left. 0 Hydras left. But there are reinforcing Hydras, though. Hydras do come in to reinforce, but more Adepts are on the way. Shades into the mineral line. Drone's going to be going down. And that was what? That was 10 Hydras falling. But we can still produce more. There's more Hydras on the way. And you know what? This is not that much economic damage. I say that. I mean, SKillous, he is up in workers. He has a greater economy. But Wayne survives. That's what's important here. Wayne survives. He did have more Hydras building up. And the question becomes, oh no, there's more. We're not done. We're not done, Pappy. We're not done. Adepts, they just keep on going. And again, if he can shade on those Hydras, he can do the same thing again and just eviscerate them. But this time, it's not just Ling Hydra, it's Ling Bane Hydra. Banelings, they are ideal against Adepts. Oh, Wayne, does he turn around? He does. He's racing back home. Adepts, they commit. They catch a queen. Lings are going to be engaging. Nice start stepping here by SKillous. Shading into the main. Buying time. And ideally, he would want to get into Colossus. Not Disruptor. The Bay is now done. But Wayne, he should be going for an all-in. You can see Wayne, he's down to 46 drones. That is 2-base saturation, by the way. He's on 2-base saturation, and he's going for a massive Ling Hydra all-in. Back at home, we need Colossus. We need those Colossus as quickly as possible. We need shield batteries, stasis traps. SKillous, he has to prepare for the all-in, because the all-in is coming. The all-in is coming here. SKillous setting up. Oh. Stasis traps are set. Cannons are on the way. Wayne distracted by the Adepts. Oh, time is working against him. The longer this goes on, the better it is for SKillous. Oh no! Takes the stasis in the face. Stasis goes off. These are slow Banelings. Another stasis goes off as well. Rotating towards the third base. Banelings are waddling in. Force fields, they lock them down. Oh, the Banelings, they get completely locked down. No connections. GG gets called. A very impressive defense out of SKillous. And SKillous takes game number 1. Whew. GG. SKillous still take lead in the series. Wayne had he had some opportunities. He had some opportunities there, especially when it came to his potential Hydra counterattack. But as we saw, time was working against him. He had to go then and there. He could not wait any longer. He waited a little bit too long. The Colossus arrived. The stasis traps were brutal. I mean, even without the Colossus, that was an insane defense out of SKillous. Ooh, with that, GG. GG, well played. SKillous will take lead in the series, and I'm excited to see what comes next, because clearly Wayne, he's willing to be more unorthodox. He's willing to dig into his bag of builds. Again, I haven't seen MilkiCow's 2-base Hydra all-in in years. I think the last time I saw it was maybe 2023. maybe early 2024. Like, MilkiCow has been very inactive, so it's been a long time since we've seen the MilkiCow build. But yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate seeing it again. It's been too long. Far too long. MilkiCow also, his build is a little bit different because he does take 3 gases early on. Skips thing speed, goes 2 base layer into 3 gases into Hydra, then takes the 3rd base. Mia, he does it slightly differently, but regardless, GG. GG well played. It was a treat to see once again. And we'll see what Wayne has in store for us coming into Game 2. What do you have for us? Game 2, it's going to be on King's Cove. King's Cove, one of the larger maps in the map pool. Only maps larger are Abyssal and Neo Violet Square. I should say the only maps with a longer rush distance. But here we go. We're getting into our next game and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of King's Cove. We have the red Zerg player down in the series, but it's the best of 7 and we have plenty of games ahead of us. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. He is the favorite player to win it all. Can he be stopped? It is SKillous. Here we go. Hydras are made out of wet toilet paper. If that. They're very fragile. Very vulnerable. Look after your Hydras, Piper. Look after them. Oh no. The world is too cruel for them. It's too cruel. Protect the Hydras. But again, a crazy all-in at Wayne. And we'll see what he goes for here. Again, King's Cove is a very defendable map on 3 bases. So winding it back a little bit here, welcome to King's Cove is a very large map of the map, long rush distance by ground. Because of the ramp coming into the natural, it is very difficult to actually force your way up this ramp. It's very narrow. Obviously, there's the high ground, the point of elevation as well in favor of the defending player. Likewise, a ramp also coming into the 3rd base. This is something that is rarely seen nowadays, is these ramp coming into both the natural and the 3rd. Because of that, all-ins, it's very difficult to pull off an all-in to break the 3rd base. The 4th base is different. We can go for like a later all-in. I'm referring to like a 3-base all-in, cutting workers at like 72 or even less than that, maybe 66 drones. And committing to break the 4th over and over and over again. It can be very difficult to defend either this 4th base or the center 4th base, as it is much more wide open, much more exposed. The 3rd is defendable, the 4th less so. So I would imagine we should be seeing a more standard approach out of Wayne into later aggression, but we'll see. We shall see. For now, he pulls out. He pulls out a gas. Important to note, as he has been staying in gas every game so far. Or game 1, I should say. As we are settling in. Natural's being taken. Wayne is droning. And SKillous is going for a Stargate opener. Standard Stargate opener out of SKillous into a 3rd. No need for a deviation here from our Protoss player. Yes, SKillous did go Glaive Depths last game, but that was specifically to punish Wayne. Like, the Glaive Depths was a response, a reaction to the build that SKillous had scouted, because if you remember, SKillous, he did scout the early lair, so he was aware. He was aware of what Wayne was up to. As once again he's poking in, trying to get a read on what Wayne is doing. No early gas income, no early gas mining. SKillous did confirm that. And now he can just take his 3rd base. There we go, 3rd is on the way. Again, should be just a really secure 3rd here. Nothing to really threaten him. Probing up into +1, into Forge, Twilight Council. Now, outside of being hyper-aggressive off of a 3-base economy, Wayne could also try to go mutas on King's Cove. True, we could see tech like Roach Warren into Spire, into mutas just to harass. Could even invest into mass muta. But that's going to be an Evo chamber. So Evo Chamber into +1. The likelihood of this being mutas is much lower now. Typically you go mutas with a Roach Warren. So this should be just +1 melee into Ling Hydra once again. It should be. We'll keep an eye on Wayne. Oracle is zoned away. Behind this, there's that follow-up tech. Twilight Council and Forge, standard follow-up. This time there's no crazy Glaive Adepts. Oh, that's a faster Robo though out of SKillous. Which means this could be charged. This could be +1 in charge into Archons. Into something much more assertive and aggressive this time. Yep, there it is. As we mentioned, because of the Robo, charge. Charge +1 into Archons, into Storm. Meanwhile, Wayne is still somewhat droning. He's investing into a lot of Lings. Oracles dip in, they get 3 drones, nicely done. +1 melee into a Roach Warren. Safety Roach Warren here out of Wayne. Just after the 5-minute mark. And against this kind of army composition, Wayne, he does want to make Roaches. Against Charge Archon. Wayne, he moves out for his Ling run by. He's being chased by the Oracles. Back at home, there are some Adepts in position. And the Lings are not finding much damage. They attempt to run by, but alas, SKillous is ready. And the Lings are deflected. Lings don't get much done. Gateway Explosion on the way. Warp Prism as well, and SKillous is getting ready for his push. Now, if Wayne... What did he scout here? He didn't see much, actually. I'm going to be concerned for Wayne if he skips Roaches. Like, he has the Roach Warren, that is true, but if he doesn't make any Roaches, he may just topple over. As the Prism is moving out. Wayne is droning! Uh-oh. Wayne is droning up. Still only Lings to defend, and no Roaches whatsoever here. War Prism pokes in. This is a sign. There it is, Roaches. Immediately, as soon as Wayne sees the War Prism, makes Roaches. Roaches are on the way. Here comes the main army. And thankfully, you know, the War Prism was revealed on creep. If it wasn't revealed on creep, then he may have just kept droning. Nice around. Catching out one Adept. Does get an Adept. Zell warping across the map. Lings, they do move out to try to buy some time. SKillous is pushing onto creep. But Roaches are amassing. And SKillous' Archons are... Yeah, they're overextending a little bit here. They pull away. And now we can build up. Now we have a 4th base. 4th base. 2nd Robo. Double Immortal production. This was some good damage here by SKillous, but nothing major. Just getting 4 drones. 4 drones went down. Zalsei threatened the expansion. They keep Wayne busy. Again, it was just a really awkward attack by SKillous. But he makes up for it with these Oracles. Oh my god! Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8 drone kills. Can we get 10? Can we get more than that? Ooh, 11. Just barely 11 drones falling. Very nice run by. SKillous, he races back. But we mentioned this before. What did we mention at the start of the game? The 4th base. The 4th base is very difficult to defend. It's completely out in the open. And Wayne, he's here to shut it down. Does dive in, gets a full surround. He should force a cancel. Army tries to respond. And the base is going to be denied. Nice pickoff. Despite that, the Stasis Trap goes off, catching out the Roaches. SKillous, he takes a bit of fight. May have lost his 4th base, but he does shut down the army. War Prism still being active. Dropping into the main. Catching out a Queen. Queen gets around it, Clutch Transfuse. But the War Prisms do continue. SKillous, he supply blocked. Yeah, 4 pylons on the way. Supply block does slow him down. Wayne, he's still down in economy, still not really droning. He's moving out. But the longer this goes on, the better it is for SKillous. As SKillous is just taking up even further. Storm just began. So the head Templar, they're not quite ready. Once again, Wayne dancing with the army. Stasis goes off. The mortal count's building up. Decent pile. Triggers the shields. Takes out one of the Archons, gets one, gets two. And again, Storm is not ready. High Templar falling as well. Nice engagement here by Wayne. Takes out an Immortal and he's pushing in. They're getting us up with a High Templar. Snipes one, snipes both. High Templar as well. Very nice pickoffs. This was a good trade for the Zerg, but at the same time, oh, the Zealots, they're wreaking havoc. They bust into the mineral line. Wayne, he barely had an economy to begin with. He barely had any drones. Down to 57. Ay, ay, ay. And here comes SKillous. I would say overextending, actually. No Storms, no Archons. He's going to be overwhelmed. Wayne takes a better fight. Does take the better fight here. SKillous getting too excited. Stalker's going to be falling. Immortal as well. This is getting scrappy. On the one hand, Wayne has no economy. On the other hand, SKillous has no army. Wayne going for the dive. Locks down the Stalkers. Blink a little bit delayed there. Immortals get surrounded. Takes down the pylon, but the warp in will complete. Does warp in. On the miles. Oof. Taking out some of the Lings. SKillous barely holding on. He shuts the army down. Immortal will get away. And SKillous holds. Yeah, he does hold Wayne. He had to do more damage here. He had to break through. But Wayne didn't. It was close. It was very close defense there. But now SKillous can make full use of his composition, of his upgrades, of his tech. Behind this Wayne, now he starts droning, but again, these drones are so late. Taking up into a lurker den. Hive is done, surprisingly. Didn't notice. Hive is done. No use of the Hive yet, unfortunately. There's no Adrenal. I mean, we can't really afford much. There it is. You can see 14 drones on the way. Wayne is heavily droning up. But SKillous, he was already there. Like, he was already at that saturation. And there is a big window here. There's a big window before Wayne has lurkers where he's vulnerable. Where SKillous can just move out and just roll over Wayne. SKillous, he does spot all the Lings. Going for a split push. Lings move in. There's that first Storm. High Templar is going to go down. And SKillous, he just commits. He just commits across the map. How many lurkers? 3. Oh boy. 3 lurkers on the way. That's not going to be good enough. Getting up to 6. 6 lurkers. Again, we're getting there. SKillous is taking his time. Going for multi-pronged aggression. Zealots on the right. Drop towards the left. And main army through the center. But where's the Observer? Is there an Observer? Oracles are moving out. This is giving Wayne time to build up those lurkers. And they're ready. How many? 9. 9 lurkers so far. Warp it into the main. Need those revelations. There it is. And massive revelation here. Storm's going to be popping off as well. These lurkers are exposed. Yeah, these lurkers, they just crumble. They need support. They need something in front of them. And the lurkers are on their own. They're going down one after the other. Lurkers, they cannot hold their own. Not like this. And SKillous has done it. He's broken through. We do have a counterattack, but GG gets called. There's nothing in him to defend, and SKillous will take a 2-0 lead. Whew. GG. SKillous does take a 2-0 lead here. It was a very scrappy game. A very scrappy, very back and forth. On the one hand, SKillous, he maintained a greater economy the entire game, but there was some really rough fights here from SKillous. I would say that SKillous, he got a little bit overconfident. There were a couple of key moments when he moved out when he otherwise didn't really have enough to sustain himself. When he was pushing through the center, his Immortal got surrounded, his High Templar got caught out before Storm was ready. So there was some premature fights out of SKillous, which did allow Wayne to actually fight back. But again, in the end, he was able to survive, he was able to sustain those losses, and he was able to afford some of those worst fights because of his economy. Then he built up, snowballed out of control. Snowballed out of control as Wayne was all in. Wayne, he was all in. He was on a very low drone count the entire game. And that leads us into game number 3. And I'm hoping for a back and forth. I do think there's a better chance coming into game 3 though, because we are loading into a much smaller map. We're loading into Whispers of Gold. Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg. Oh. We have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg down in the series. He has to start fighting back here and now. Although things are about to get dire. If he does sustain another loss, he has to fight back. It is Wayne. Can. Will he? The pressure is on. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 2-0. It is SKillous. Let's go. As he has SKillous, he has momentum on his side. And so far looking unstoppable. The skill, it's there. It's crazy. But again, that last game was very scrappy. It was very back and forth. There were definitely moments and opportunities for Wayne. He was close. We'll see if he can bring it back. But now, is going Hatch Gas Pool. Do we have our standard opener out of Wayne, going for the extractor trick early on. Likewise, skills settling in. Now, I did kind of exclaim earlier when we were loading into the map here that this is going to be a good opportunity for Wayne. We've spoken about this before, but here on Whispers of Gold, the rush distance by ground is very short rush distance by ground, so reinforcements, they get across the map that much faster. Likewise, the third and fourth base are difficult to defend, so we can see some more tough holds here for SKillous. Not saying that Wayne can all in and break SKillous then and there, but he has the opportunity to do so. The map is going to be assisting him if it were to be aggressive. And based on this series and based on Wayne's track record, we expect aggression, we expect all-ins. It is what we expect. So players are settling in. Is going to be the Stargate opener here out of SKillous. So far, so good. Stargate into Oracle. We saw last game SKillous, he did go into Charged or Archon. I would imagine that this game we want to calm things down and go into Blink Stalkers. Potentially even Twilight Council first, with a delayed Forge into faster Blink. Which would be just a very safe way to open and play. We'll see. SKillous shades across the map. Does shade across. Keeping tabs on Wayne. Wayne, he does pull out. He pulls out a gas, so there's no like Bane bust. There's no fast lair. Just droning. Just droning, just chilling. We'll see when he throws down his Roach Warren. We'll see how heavily he saturates his third base. So we're keeping an eye on the saturation, keeping an eye on the tech as well. Oracle has arrived. So our skills, he is able to maintain his third. Keeping the Oracle at home. There's that earlier Twilight Council. And we should be seeing Blink here. I would imagine. Like, technically, this could be Twilight Council into Glaive at Eps. True. This could be Glaives. But I don't know if SKillous wants to really risk that here. It's going to be Evo Chamber into +1 melee. Delayed Roach Warren. He scouts the Evo Chamber. I'm sure it's tempting to go Glaives. But I'm feeling Blink. We'll see. We shall see. As again, melee is in production. Going for the stasis. Wayne, he pulls away in time. And yep, there it is, Blink. Blink is in production. Ooh, the Oracle takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. 2 drones go down, but that was not worth it here. SKillous has to pull out. Now, the way that this build works, that SKillous is going for, there's no Forge. I should say, it's a delayed Forge. The reason for this is because you're able to afford an earlier Twilight Council, earlier Blink, and able to have Blink finish up in time in case Wayne was going for an aggressive build. Oh my god, the stasis, no! Both of them! Oh my god! Stasia, they pop up, they shut down the Lings, they shut down the Queens. No mining whatsoever here in the main, or barely any mining. I think just one drone. 2 drones. Like, man, what's going on? The other one's working. Ay, ay, ay. With that, Wayne's economy is going to be delayed, going to be disrupted. Trying to settle into a 3-way setup here. Still droning. Roach one's on the way behind the mineral line. I do not see a lair. I don't see a lair. Not yet. Wayne's going all in. Okay. So first things first. Blink is going to be done earlier. It's going to be done faster, which means Blink is ready for the all-ins, which is going to be ideal here for SKillous. Perks in, shuts down the creep, and Wayne is not droning. He's not droning. He has hatcheries on the way, but it's just for larva. Just for larva here. It's going to be a Ling Roach all-in. Under a 3 weeks economy. Stalkers they pick forward. Catching out more Lings. Good trades here from SKillous. Wayne trying to catch reinforcements. Going to be forced back. Is zoned away. As Wayne is trying to hold on. And again, you can see SKillous can be a little more assertive here. Behind this, a double forge into charge. Lings are coming for the surround though. Not bad. They help shut down the army. Oracle's out of position. They need to come in. They need to support. And Wayne survives. He forces SKillous back. And behind this, Wayne is massing out roaches. Again, Wayne, he is not droning. But the lair's on the way. And +1. No, never mind. He's droning. Okay, he's droning up. He's not committing to an all-in. He is not committing. He is droning. He's saturating. We're calming things down. He's not going for a counterattack. Which means SKillous is going to get away with this. SKillous, it means that his bases are going to be secure. He's going to be able to tech up into these upgrades, into a mass gateway composition. SKillous is safe back at home. Wayne is being active, that is true, but he's not reinforcing. He's droning. And that's what, 1 Stalker going down. A lot of Lings do fall. Oracles are in position. Total 7 Stalker kills for 65 Lings. Trades have been decent from SKillous, outside of being surrounded earlier. Spire on the way. Okay, so it's going to be Ling Roach into Spire tech here out of Wayne. Got my attention. Bold move. Can he get there? Can he survive? Can he survive until Spire Tech? Wayne moving out. Ready for a run by. Upgrades are about to finish. You can see Skills taking up into Archons, into Storm. Now, on the one hand, SKillous is yet to scout. He doesn't know what's going on. He has not seen the Spire behind the main base. True. On the other hand, he has Mass Wing Stalker, and he's going to have Archon Storm as well. So he will have an army that can deal with mutas, but it's about the harassment, right? It's about the counterattacks that Wayne is going to have available to him. Lings, they push in. They force Stalkers, they push in. They force back their Lings. There aren't really many Roaches to work with, though. Yeah, Brutal Stasis. There is a counterattack. Stalkers, they race back home. At least some of them do. Never mind. Wayne turns around. And SKillous, he wants those Roaches. Gets 1. Gets 2. It's 2 Roaches so far. Hiding back. Oh! Losing one of his Stalkers. Losing another as well. Nice pickups here by Wayne. And there's 5 mutas on the way. Now, these mutas, it's not a big commitment into mass muta. It's only enough to harass. He's going to attempt to harass. The main base and the natural are exposed. There's a lot of potential for damage. Wayne can pop off. Actually getting up to 12 mutas. Okay. Committing that much harder. Storm is done. Brutal Storm on the Lings. Oof. Now, my biggest concern, there's 2 ways about this. Either mutas arrive and SKillous is forced to defend and stay at home to maintain his bases, or mutas arrive, they hit the mineral line, and SKillous commits. And he goes in for the kill, and then he overwhelms the ground army, then he ends the game. Now, thankfully, no Archons. Mutas are revealed. SKillous is aware, he's pushing in, catches out a muta, probes are going down, forced back. SKillous forced to evacuate the main base. Does reinforce the Stalkers. Zealous, they hit the third. Stalkers pushing into the fourth. Vice versa. Oh, and these Roaches, they do struggle here. Roaches are going down. Oh, brutal losses. Mutas, they do get 2 probes. Only 2 workers, though. So they're going for the production. And boys, after you pulled, where's the storms? Where are the storms? There they are. Yeah, massive storm on the drones. And SKillous, he has done it. He's broken through. Again, the Mutas are harassing. That's nice and all, but that means that there's that much less to defend. And Wayne, he cannot keep up. Mutas, they want the High Templar. He wants them. Up. Goes to dive. It takes them down. High Templar do fall, but that's not enough. GG gets called. Skillous, he overwhelms, and Skillous, who will take a 3-0 lead. Oh, GG. GG, well played. This is a good example as to why Mutas are difficult to get away with. More importantly, why you don't often see Mutas on Whispers of Gold. The reason why Mutas are a little bit more viable on larger maps is because once they hit the bases and once the Protoss player has to decide, do they want to push in, do they want to defend, well, counterattacking is a lot more difficult of a decision because of how large the map is. Here on Whispers of Gold, we spoke about how small it is, how short the rush distance is. Because of that, it doesn't take long at all for the Protoss army to move out and to counterattack and to punish the Zerg player. As we saw, Wayne didn't really have much time to build up an army to survive the aggression of Skillous, as he had invested quite heavily into those Mutas. So even though the Mutas were doing some damage, and honestly, they weren't really killing many probes, to be fair. They caught like 2 probes and that's it, maybe a handful more. But again, he had just so little time to actually react and respond and build up any reinforcements to survive the ground push of Skillous. It hits that much faster, that much harder. GG. GG, well played, and oh boy, Skillous. He may have dropped maps earlier in this tournament. He may have dropped a map to Strange, may have dropped a map to I said Mikita. That's the Protoss. He did drop a map to MilkiCow as well, but so far here against Zerg, he has dropped nothing. Wayne, the pressure is on. He has to fight back here and now to have a chance at forcing the ace match, at extending the series. We'll see if he can pull it off. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg down heavily in this series. Give me your love, give me your support in the chat to fight back, to have a chance at making a series out of it. Give us more games, Pappy. The pressure is on. It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss representing Team Liquid, leading the series 3-0. Unamas, one more game is all he needs. It is Skillous. Let's go. Let us go. Take care. Yeah, in the chat. Exactly. Ah, let's go. Skillous does move out. Back at home, setting up. And welcome one and all to El Dorado. El Dorado is a unique map of the map pool, short rush distance by air. As you can imagine here, from main base to main base, very short rush distance. Likewise, we could see a shorter rush distance by ground as well if both players expand towards each other. If not, because of the terrain, because of the walls, because of the mineral walls as well, mineral and regular walls, these locations, they can be quite secure and you can make use of them in the form of Nidus Swarmhost play. Whether it's Nidus Swarmhost or making use of these locations to move in with Tempest, to go for like a Tempest rush and lay siege upon the bases. There are options available here if players do not gain access to the southern half of the map. Likewise, we could expand away from each other and we could end up trying to cut the map in half and end up in a longer macro game. Goal bases are a factor, true. We have the goal bases towards the center. We have the goal base in the middle as well. A lot does factor in. Here we go. So now it's going to be a Stargate opener out of Skillous. Once again, just Stargate. Stargate play out by Protoss. And Wayne is taking his third. Likewise, pulls out of gas for the most part. Leaves one drone in gas. Interesting. Which means he is potentially going to go for an earlier lair. Not rushing into it at 3 minutes, but I'm thinking like maybe an earlier 4-minute lair timing. Or potentially even just an earlier Evo chamber. We'll see. As Wayne is building up that gas. Oracle's on the way. No Void Ray. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think SKillous has gone for a Void Ray opener at all so far this series. It's Oracle. Lings, they slip in. They try to. They threaten the mineral line. SKillous does defend. Keeping tabs on Wayne. And we'll see what we can get done. We have 10 Lings in production. With this, Wayne can defend. He can also try to threaten the third base of his opponent. He can try to force a cancel. Speaking of 10 Lings, now turning into 18. And yes, the goal is to cancel and deny the third base. He's Bane busted. Now we know what the gas is for. Now we know. Yeah, the early gas income was for a fast Bailey nest. And it's all or nothing. Wayne is going for the Bane bust. Lings, they threaten the third. They force NG spent on the Oracle. More Lings are building up, and one way or another, the game is about to end. Either he breaks SKillous or he dies trying. He wants the adepts. They will get one. One gets surrounded, the other likewise as well. Massive catch, both adepts go down. Once the Impulse beam gets activated. Oracles, they chase the Lings. They chase him back. Wayne just buying time, forcing the NG to be spent. Pulls away. Wayne, ooh, getting supply block. Now is not the time, but here come the reinforcements. And here comes the bust. And throughout all of this, the Oracles, they're running out of energy. They're just spending their energy here on Lings. No stasis traps, no shield battery, no setup, no nothing. Wayne, he can pull this off. So far, it's completely hidden. SKillous has no idea. He's transferring, he's droning, he's probing. He's saturating his third base. Little does he know that the Banelings are here. And he breaks through. He breaks through into the natural. Oracle is in position. Banelings, they go for the pylon. And the pylon's going to go down. Depowers the gateway. Shuts down the adept, busting into the main. But there are more gates. There are more adepts warping in. So far, decent damage, but no economic damage. Oh, the Atosis pylon. It's going to be saved. It's close. It's so close. Oh my god, it's barely saved. The Atosis pylon stands strong. Everything stays powered. And with that, we have more warp-ins. We have more warp-ins finishing up. Lings, they're going to finish off that pylon, but a backup pylon's on the way. Boys are being pulled, and SKillous, he holds. SKillous, he is holding, is shutting down the all-in. There was potential. It was unscouted. True, completely unscouted, which is why it's impressive that SKillous is shutting this down. And GG, and SKillous, he will take this series 4-0. Not dropping a single map in the finals and becoming this month's Fire Grow Cup champion. GG. GG, well played. SKillous, he was put through the ringer here, all in after all in, or aggression after aggression. We saw that it was quite close on King's Cove. That was the closest game, I would say. King's Cove was very scrappy, very close between both Wayne and SKillous, especially since Wayne was going for 3-base play instead of like 2-base all-ins or anything like that. So it was much more, yeah, there was much more sustained for Wayne, and likewise SKillous was making some mistakes or being a little bit too overconfident. Very back and forth. King's Cove was close, but some of these other games are a little bit more one-sided here. SKillous, he was all over it. GG. GG. Hold on, I gotta... There we go. GG, well played. Congratulations here to SKillous for becoming the Fire Grow Cup number 6 champion. And again, there were some players that did threaten him. There were some players that did take maps. I mentioned them before, like Strange and like MilkiCow. But at least here in the PvZ matchup, at least against the all-ins of Wayne, SKillous, he was untouchable. Well, for the most part, untouchable. Again, King's Cove was close, but outside of that, solid games here from SKillous. And GG, congratulations. Congratulations here to Nikita for being the champion. And if you enjoyed the event, again, this is a 3-day event, actually. Un momento. Let's catch up on the bracket. Let's catch up on what has been going on over the course of the weekend. Here we go. from the top. This was a 3-day event, by the way. I mean, I say 3-day event. Technically, this was a 5-day event. 5-day event. But here on the CranKy Ducklings, we do not cover the qualifiers. There are qualifiers for this. These are not invites. There are qualifiers that do occur during the week. We jump in for the playoffs themselves. We had Group A. Group A, of course, we had SKillous looking dominant here. Again, he did drop a map to MilkiCow. We did cover it on the channel. I do recommend tuning into the stream, as it was a very spicy match between both SKillous and the cow. You can see here in the second round, SKillous versus MilkiCow 1-1. These are all best of 2s. We also had a crazy upset as well, where Young Yakov did not make it through. Young Yakov, I want to say that, I mean, he is a previous champion of Fire Cup. He is Fire Cup number 4 champion, and I would have said that he was a sure thing. I would have said SKillous, MilkiCow, and Young Yakov, but he barely didn't make it through. Young Yakov getting a little bit too cheeky. If you missed out, and I recommend the VODs, what did Young Yakov do? He played Protoss. It was all the way down here. Here, Young Yakov, he played Protoss against GgMaChine. He lost this series, and losing this series cost him his chance at making it to the group stage. And potentially, Young Yakov could have he could have been a threat as well. Like, Young Yakov is a very strong player. He's very in form. He's a very different kind of player to Wayne. Wayne is hyper aggressive. Young Yakov, he's more macro. I mean, he's a bit of both. Young Yakov is a bit of both, but we do see more macro more often than not out of Young Yakov, and we would have seen something very different out of him, but did not make it through. Likewise, very close here between Strange, Shameless, and Nickrat. It came down to the wire, especially towards the end when it came to these matches here. Very close matches, very close results. In the end, we had Wayne, Strange, and Shameless making it through, and that led into, the bracket overall led into the playoffs. Did lead into the playoffs here. Again, GG, well played. SKillous does make it through. Did drop a map to Strange, of course, but did go 4-0 against Wayne. Congratulations. Congratulations to the SKillous. And a big shout out to the man himself, to MilkiCow. Do you know MilkiCow? He is the main caster for the event, casting in his own native language. MilkiCow, he used to be a competitor. He used to be a grinder, actually. Used to play a lot in online open cups, used to play in everything. But in recent months, in the past year, I would say, MilkiCow stepped away. He stepped away a little bit from competing. He still signs up from time to time, don't get me wrong, but it's not his main focus, not as much as previously. And as a result, MilkiCow has been focusing a lot more on content creation. He's been streaming, he's been casting, he's been running this monthly event as well. And yeah, it's been great to see MilkiCow giving back to the scene, giving back to the community. Clearly, MilkiCow is very passionate about StarCraft, and is doing what he can to also give back to the scene and to the region as well. So much love to MilkiCow. He's doing his part. He's doing his part, doing what he can, and we're always there to always help support him. Likewise, Hatsu, it was the admin for the event as well, so big shout out to Hatsu for adminning, for running the tournament. I'll make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible. And again, if you enjoyed the event, if you enjoyed the Fire Cup, then tune in next month for the next edition. Again, for the foreseeable future, this is a monthly tournament. Every month. Every month, at the end of the month, and we'll see if, now SKillous is aware. Now he knows about the event. Can anyone stop SKillous, as he has walked that royal road? First time playing, first time winning. Congratulations. And again, we'll see if anyone can bring him down in the coming months. Otherwise, with that, we are going to be wrapping up for the day. We're going to be wrapping up for the morning. It is 6:35 a.m. here in Australia. That the sun is up. The sun has risen. The sun has risen. The sun is up, and oh boy, the day is starting just as we're wrapping up here. If you enjoyed the broadcast, if you want some more CranKy Duckling action, bam, we have the updated schedule for this week. As you can see here, 2 casts a day every single day, even 3 casts a day on Saturday here. As you can see on Monday morning, we just wrapped up with Fire Cup. You can see the logo of Fire Cup right next to me. We just finished that broadcast. The next cast is at 9 p.m. KST at the end of Monday, 9 p.m. KST. That is the Wardy TV Monday Open Cup. That is a weekly tournament, open to all regions, open to all shapes, all sizes. Typically, it is a little bit more catered towards the European and Korean region. It is a really rough time slot for the Americas, so mainly more, again, European and Korean. We do cast out on a weekly basis. I say that we missed it last week because at the same time we had Little League Cup, so we missed out last week. We'll catch up this week. So we're going to be casting Wardy TV. Likewise, we do have on Tuesday, we have the Pigastore Monday in the morning. Bit of a PSA. This is going to be a special edition of Pigastore Monday. What are we going to be casting? It is the Pigastore Monday Wings of Liberty edition. We're going to be playing on the Wings of Liberty version of StarCraft 2. It is the latest version of Wings of Liberty StarCraft 2, by the way, the latest patch before switching over to Heart of the Swarm. It's been a long time since I've watched Wings of Liberty games, not gonna lie. It's been a very, very long time. Of course, I got into StarCraft during the beta of Wings of Liberty. I started watching StarCraft during the beta. I never got into the beta myself. But, you know, I used to watch back in the day, was there from the beginning of SC2 at least. But obviously we never casted. When it comes to casting StarCraft, we started in 2017. 2017, you know, coming into Legacy of the Void, right? So it's been a very long time, and it's been a long time since I've watched Wings of Liberty, since I've indulged in it myself. So I don't know what to expect. I imagine a lot of players competing, some of them might have never played Wings of Liberty. You know, there are plenty of people that got into StarCraft in Legacy of the Void when SC2 went free to play, when COVID hit as well. There were like certain waves of new players. So it's I don't really expect the highest quality gameplay, I'll be honest. I don't expect the highest quality, but I expect it to be fun. I expect it to be fun nonetheless. So I look forward to it. We do have the OSC Season 12 Championship replay cast that evening as well for Tuesday, followed by a Lima League on Wednesday. We have the Enki Pro Series, which is a best of 9 show match, by the way. Do look forward to that. It's going to be a blast, I'm sure. We have the KSL replay cast on Thursday. KSL was on Saturday, but I was so fatigued this weekend that I could not cast KSL live, so I do apologize. I do apologize that I couldn't cover KSL live, but we'll be going over the replays on Thursday. We have the Pondcast Thursday evening. If you don't know, the Pondcast is our weekly wrap-up SC2 talk show where we go over all of the events of the week, catching up on tournament results and catching up on news as well. We're going to be going over the Tasteless interview. There was an interview with Tasteless by Zombie Grub, and we're going to be discussing that alongside other events of the week, followed by Amantes de StarCraft on Friday. That is a Brazilian tournament. That's a Brazilian monthly tournament, so look forward to that. Followed by Kung Fu Cup Warcraft 3 Evolution. Have you heard of StarCraft Evolution? The Brood War, where it's SC2 versus Brood War. Warcraft 3 Evolution is Warcraft 3 versus SC2 in the SC2 engine. Oh boy, I've never casted that before, so I don't know what I'm going to stumble into, but Yaku is going to be joining me there, so look forward to it. It's going to be a blast. Casting on Warcraft 3 versus SC2, followed by Code for Giants Cup on Saturday morning, Master Swan Open, SEL, which is StarCraft Evolution. Do look forward to that. The return of SEL, and Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. So plenty of content. That Sunday, I believe, is that the 1st of February? Hold on. Sunday, yes, that Sunday is the 2nd of February. So we are completely full for January. Coming into February, though, that is where the schedule is going to clear up a little bit, at least. It's going to clear up a little bit. What I mean by that, January has been so intense for us, casting two times a day, every single day, sometimes 3 times a day. But coming into February, we should be slowing things down. The reason for this is because in January, we had 2 big events. We had Masters Swan Open, we had Masters Coliseum number 8, and we also had Little League Cup, which we just wrapped up today. But there were 2 major online events throughout the course of January, back to back. So that's why January was so jam-packed. Coming into February, it's looking a little bit leaner, which I look forward to, because for those who don't know, I used to stream on my personal channel regularly. I used to ladder StarCraft, I used to play other games, but because our schedule has been so busy with casting, I haven't been able to stream on my personal channel in a very long time. I look forward to it. Playing Final Fantasy, playing SC2, playing other games. Like, I look forward to calming things down, sleeping properly, and streaming other games in my free time. Haven't had the luxury of doing that in months, like properly. So yeah, in February we should be able to indulge in that as well. When I say leaner, I do mean like in February, like 1 cast a day instead of 2, like one cast a day sort of thing. So there's still going to be plenty of content on the channel, but a little bit less, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially because both December and January have been very busy. It'd be nice to have, you know, a little bit of rest. A little bit of rest is nice. So yeah, look forward to it. Otherwise, again, if you want to tune into anything that you see here, check out the VODs. If you can't watch it live, check out YouTube. We also stream on TikTok, we stream on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, YouTube, all things CranKy Ducklings. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Mastodon, we have Blue Sky, !! socials in the chat. You can follow us for when we go live. We do post whenever we go live as well. We also post VODs, and again, VODs are uploaded on a daily basis on YouTube. So if you see something that you like, if you cannot watch live, check it out on YouTube. Check it out on YouTube. It's going to be there, and I guarantee you it's going to be fun. It's going to scratch that SE2 itch that you might have at the time. And likewise, even some Warcraft 3 or Brood War itch with SEL and Warcraft 3 Evolution. So yeah, some and even Wings Live True, like we're getting into a wild time in SE2. some crazy mods and some crazy versions of the game. So look forward to that. Otherwise, if you want to support us in a different way, you can do so via Patreon, !Patreon in the chat, and you will get a link to our Patreon page. All the money that we make on Patreon goes towards our tournaments, and you can help us grow our tournaments via Patreon if you wish. Our next goal is there. The goal is to boost the prize pool even further. Currently, our tournaments are very top heavy, and with a boosted prize pool, if we can reach that goal, we can pay out top 4 instead of just top 2. Currently, only top 2 earn anything out of our tournaments, but we would love to pay out top 4 as well. We'd love to do so. When it comes to our tournaments, bam, you can see them here. We have Sea Duckling Open and Mastodon Open and Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. We do host them on a regular basis, and hey, you can see them in the schedule. You can see Tuna Cup on Sunday, and you can see the Master Swan Open on Saturday. And there's a bit of a PSA. If you're out there, if you play the game yourself, I know there's a lot of people that watch that don't play anymore, but if you play the game yourself and you are a, say, Platinum, Diamond player, then hey, that's what these tournaments are here for, kind of. Sparkling Tuna Cup is for the pro players. You know, that's where the big boys, the pros, do step into the ring. But Sea Duckling Open is for Diamond players. So if you're Diamond, hey, if you want to play, you can play and compete in Sea Duckling Open. If you're a Masters player, it's in the name. That's what Master Swan Open is for as well. So these are amateur events. Fun fact, if you don't know the history of the CranKy Ducklings, we started hosting these events back in 2017, and there's actually a good amount of pro players that back in 2017 were not pro players. They were Diamond or Masters, and they actually used to play in our tournaments. They actually used to play players like Baby Marine, players like GgMaChine, Mixu as well. There were a lot of players out there. Oreo, Starduck, Ricci. There were a lot of, I say a lot of players. There's like, you know, maybe under 10 players, but that's a lot over the years, and that's a pretty good track record of players that used to be Diamond that made their way into Masters, that eventually became GM, and eventually became either semi-pro or pro. That's the purpose of our tournaments. Our tournaments, they're kind of a reason to give players to improve, to compete, to improve, to give them that taste, and to hopefully kind of rank up, like from our Diamond tournaments into Masters tournaments into GM tournaments. So, you know, we have that kind of like grassroots kind of hierarchy or ladder, I should say, to kind of work your way up. So, yeah, it's been great to see kind of all those players kind of make their way through and become what they are now. Feels good, man. Feels good. And again, that's what we want. Not like it's not like everyone's gonna do so, but you know, like, you know, out of hundreds of players that we've had to compete in our tournaments over the years, you know, to have like 10 of them make it through is, yeah, it's impressive. It's good. Feels good, man. Feels good. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. We do appreciate the support. And I'm going to go and edit VODs. I'm going to go get to work, maybe get some breakfast, get some cereal, get some food, and get some sleep. And we'll be back next time in how long? Over 12 hours. In over 12 hours time for the Wardy TV Monday, 9 p.m. KST. That's our next cast. That's our next schedule. We'll see you then. I should be well rested for that. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I did drink some coffee, so I'm kind of juiced up right now, like, which is why I'm just gonna edit VODs and do some other work for the time being. Then I'll get some sleep and we'll be good to go. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Stick around. We're gonna be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Amateurs can play in the open. Yeah, true. Amateurs can play in the open tournaments as well. Not wrong. Not wrong. But stick around, we're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? I see Jimmy, I see Sal. Who else do I see? Hold on. Who can we raid? Wardy is covering OC events. Who else? Upper Tree is... he's awake. But we've been raiding Upper Tree a lot. And he's got a lot of viewers. We try to give some love to some of the other players out there. Nah, I'm feeling some Jimmy. Feeling some Jimmy. Unless I see someone else. Angry is playing. Let's go. Angry is playing. Cian as well. Ooh, I mean, he does cast in Portuguese. Otherwise, I would. All right, we're gonna head off. All right, with that, we're gonna head off. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some Wardy TV action, or the next time we see you. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.